what is going on over here? Let's see here. Let's do this. Go. Oops. Dang it. Ooh. Going down the magic path, huh? Alright. Alright. Why is my YouTube not connecting on this thing? Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second to see if I can figure out what's going on over here. Hello. Huh. Yikes! Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. There we go. That should work there. What about this view over here? Okay, everything is working over there. Sick. Okay. Let's see. Okay, making sure that both of them are here. Oh, I see. Okay, that should do it. Oh man. So I mean, again, trust me, Code, I am so tired right now. I want to go to sleep so bad. And I need to go to sleep pretty soon, actually, to be honest with you. But before I do that, I do want to ask some questions here. Like, obviously, like, if I go to YouTube, I haven't had a chance to, you know, react to a bunch of the stuff over here. Oops. So, obviously, there was the Viper teaser. There we go. Let's see. Where's I guess it's only on IGN? That's kind of weird. Well, we'll go there for now. There was obviously Lucy from Guilty Gear. Let's see. There we go. That's funny. A lot of these are on IGN, interestingly enough. There's the new girl from Tekken. What is her name? Tekken 8. New. What was her name? So they gave us. Didn't they give us? They gave us the Armor King gameplay trailer, right? Was that where Miari was actually shown, or did she have her own trailer, or is she just at the end of that one, basically? Yeah, she's just at the end of that one, so it was just the Armor King trailer. Obviously, we had the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 update. What were some other big ones that happened? We got the Ken announcements, obviously, for Fatal Fury, but he's out now already. So, what else did we get? That was like a bunch of new stuff that was happening over there. Like, I don't think we got anything necessarily new from, like Marvel Tokon, right? Oh, that's right. We had a new Invincible character announced. Green Blue versus Rising. Which one was it? It's is it Wilnas or is it Vilnas? Wilnas or Vilnas? There was also let me see. I don't think Marvel Tokon did not have any like new announcements, right? And 2XKO announced Vi a while ago. VF6, that's right. We got the new VF6 video here. It's gotten to a point these days where so much gets announced at Evo that I can't remember all the stuff. Yeah, I got the Cyberpunk Lucy in Strive. You mentioned Under Night in Birth 2. New character is oops. What is the name of this character? Who was the new one that was announced? Fish Girl. Izumi is what we are looking for. What else? God, so many announcements at Evo. Let me take a look over here. Yeah, I mean, the mainstream shows are definitely a big deal, but also, you know, the way that a lot, because of the Steam change, where we have to know what's in a DLC, you know, we get word of all the new characters ahead of time, right? So we can't just be like, surprise, you know, like we know everybody. I don't know how Tekken is still getting away with it, with question marks in their DLC, but maybe it's because they're grandfathered in. I'm not sure. Let's see. Closed beta for Marvel Tokon. Yep, we definitely got that. Let's see. Yeah, no. I mean, it's a great policy. It's a great policy, frankly, and I'm kind of tired of, you know, getting these kind of announcements like, who's in it? We don't know, you know, so it's like, it is really good that I'm glad about that. So obviously we had the Viper thing. Oh, that's right. We also had the swimsuits as well. Forgot about that. I haven't had a chance to jump much on ranked. Are we basically getting a swimsuit-a-thon on ranked these days? MK Collection, was that announced there? Because it was on all the ads, obviously. It was on all of the ads at Evo, but I don't remember it. Was it announced there? Let's see. Might as well grab the Marvel Tokon trailer here because it'll give me a good way to transition into talking about that game, because I just kind of want to talk about each one of them one by one. Yeah, I've got the Invincible ones, Zen-san. Oh, they also have a. Oh, did they announce the season 1 pass for Hunter x Hunter as well? So we'll go and look at that. Under Night and Birth was Izumi. And then, what was it? You guys were mentioning something. Oh, the MK Trilogy collect. Well, I'm sorry, the MK Collection. Oh, they announced that that trilogy was included. I see. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube. Whoops. MK Collection. Let's see. What do we got there? Yeah, so official MK Trilogy announcement. Here we go. This should be it. Right here. Let's do that. Okay. Boy, a lot of announcements, though. I'll tell you that much. A lot of announcements here. Okay. The Hunter x Hunter is silent, huh? So it's just Hunter, Hunter. That's fair. But, you know, everybody's always surprised when I tell them I don't watch anime. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, Douglas, I'll be able to talk about that because they actually let me try the game with motion controls at Evo, because during during the alphas that we played, I was kind of one of the people that kept kind of pushing for it. Honestly, I was just like, hey, like let's get motion controls. And so when I showed up at Evo, they're like, do you want to try this? And they, took me to secret power, they unleashed their secret powers, and I was able to try it out. So it's already significantly more intuitive to me just to have 6 buttons and that's it. And you don't even need one of the buttons. It could be a 5-button game that way, but having an extra dash button these days for a lot of these games just feels so intuitive. So yeah, okay. So I want to talk about all of these things over here. But God, how do I want to list this out? Do I want to list them as their own topics? Or do I want to do all this other stuff? Because I also want to just kind of do a little summary. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. So, Evo announcements. Yeah, I guess you know what? For the editor, actually, I should probably just separate them easier. So I guess we'll do the big ones first. So let's do Street Fighter 6 C Viper. Evo announcements. C Viper teaser trailer shown. plus swimsuits. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Ken, of course, he's out already. Surprise release date. Oops. Shoot. Let's do this. All right. Fatal Fury, and then we'll do Guilty Gear Strive, Lucy. Okay, and then let's do Tekken 8, Armor King. Oops, Armor Kin. No, Armor King. Armor King gameplay plus new character from Madagascar. So we'll have that here. And then let us do this, and then CFC 2 plus MK Collection. Let's see. Updates, Evo Announcements, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and MK, guess we should call it Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Oh, it's called Legacy Collection. So MKLK, I guess, is what we're the abbreviation for it then. MKLK. Surprises. And I really gotta mess with that the CFC2 one, because I really want to try that out over there. And then what we'll do is what? Grand Blue Fantasy. Let's just do Grand Blue. I can't spell fantasy. Grand Blue Fantasy over here. Whoops. Hang on. Vilnas. Vilnas. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. And shows off new character. Actually, what I'll do here, what's this one here? Oh, that's right. Okay. Let's do this. GB. Let's. All right, we'll do it this way. Okay. Under Night 2. Izumi. Was it? What was it? Izumi. Yes, it was Izumi. Here we go. All right. Let's move you over here. Just put all this stuff in order. Like so. Oops. I guess I did that twice. All right. And then we will do. Grand Blue goes over here. Then Invincible, Hunter x Hunter, Invincible, Marvel Tokon, and then VF. All right. Okay, and then let's see here. Virtua Fighter 6. New footage. First, Sega gives us first look at Virtua Fighter 6 gameplay, and then Tag Team Madness. Let's see, Evo Announcements. Hunter 2XKO. I mean, I guess we could watch the Vi trailer while we're here, right? Invincible versus and Marvel Tokon news. All right. So what we're gonna do here? Let's take a look how all this looks for the stream. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I wonder if this would just look fine if I did this. Yeah, okay. This might be the night that I die. And I don't want to die alone. So come a little closer. I don't even need to know your name. Okay. And then, alright, so let's see this. Let's see this. Yes. Yes. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see, plus. What did you say her name was again? Me. God, how'd you spell her name? It's gonna take me a bit to remember how to spell her name, the Tekken character. Miari Zoe. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Ooh, what a name. But I like it though. Miari from Madagascar. Let's do this one. Will definitely not fit. You know what? I can just do that if I need to. And sorry guys, a lot of this stuff I should have did a little bit earlier, but whatevs. Deal with it. That's what I say. Deal with it. Let's see. Oh, nice. Perfect. And then, yeah, we'll do this. There we go. Okay, that's what we want. All right. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to really use my little topic board over here. Kind of feels nice to be able to use that properly. But let's go ahead and do this then. Let's do this. Yoink. All right. Okay. All right. You guys, okay, might be a long show here today, so so let's do this, shall we? All right, let's do this officially. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? Let's go. Here we go. Let me do one more thing over here, just so I have this, like so. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Oh, this is not even updated. Weird. Strange. All right, let's do this. Okay. I mean, if we run out of time, I can stream again tomorrow. For sure on YouTube, editors and stuff like that will definitely be splitting this up into multiple videos. So, but definitely want to do this. And some of these topics I'm going to talk about for a lot longer than others. Some of these might go pretty quickly. So we'll see what happens. We'll play this by ear. All right, let's do this. Yoink. Hi, Gibby. That is the wrong scene. That was old school interview screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host, James Chen, aka Jay Chenzor. As per usual, after Evo, I take a nice little break, about, a week off. I have friends from out of town and such, but gonna be trying to get back into the swing of things streaming here, although next week is gonna make that a little bit hard. As you probably saw the announcements, I am on the Esports World Cup commentary team, so I will be traveling to Saudi Arabia very shortly, actually. So I don't know if I'll be able to stream from Saudi Arabia if I have like a block or time off or anything. We'll see what happens. But I have not had a chance to talk about this past Evo, Evo 2025. So let's go ahead and just talk about that a little bit here. Now, honestly, from from watching, from a standpoint of like seeing all the top eights, etc., it's actually really hard these days because I'm usually working and running around, and when I don't have commentary blocks, I'm running to this booth to try this game out or that booth to try that game out, etc. So I didn't really get a chance to watch as much of the fighting games as I wanted, and this has been a thing that's been happening for a lot of the commentators and content creators and stuff, is that while we're at Evo, it's harder for us to experience Evo. In fact, I only spent a brief period of time at the even in the arcade area, and I wanted to play a lot more games. The only thing I ended up playing in the arcade area was Third Strike, of all games, a game that I don't even really play all that much. But I saw someone sitting at a head-to-head Third Strike, and they had started and they weren't fighting anybody, and I was like, that sucks, he has no one to fight. So I sat down and played him for a while. He cycled through a bunch of different characters. At first, I couldn't remember how to do anything or what any of my strategies were. Towards the end, I started getting things back into gear a little bit, but having standard arcade controller difficulties, which was very nostalgic, and was just really funny because after the guy finished playing, we played like maybe like 15 games or something like that. It was quite a fun set. He swapped between like Ken, I think he played a little bit of, I know he played Remy for a while at one point in time. Oh, it was Yang, that's right, it was Yang, mostly Ken, and a little bit of a Remy. And afterwards he was done, he walked over and was like, hey, good games. Oh crap, you're James Chen. So he didn't even really know that it was me at the time, so it was funny. So yeah. Yes, I was using Dudley. That's the only character I know how to play. It's the only character I know how to play in Third Strike, so that was the only character that I was using. I don't really know how to play much else, so... but yeah, outside of that, like, there was very little, free time, despite the fact that, honestly... I'd been talking about before going to Evo, I'd been kind of depressed and stuff, and honestly, I didn't have a ton of commentary blocks, which, made me sad. I wanted to do a lot more commentary there, but, it is what it is. So, but even despite not having that many commentary blocks, a lot of the free time was spent either trying to eat, catching up with people, talking, etc. So it was a good time. Like I said, for me personally, it was a little bit hard, but I will say though, after last year, oh, I know, it is what it is a terrible saying, but sometimes you say that when you really are not sure what else to say. But after the disaster from last year in terms of the arena tickets and stuff and the line and all that problems that it caused and everything like that, you know, a lot of people were upset. And, you know, people were saying like, oh, the numbers went down this year, you know, blah, 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 like Evo's losing its luster, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I've seen a lot of like, you know, naysayers out there. Now, granted, it is the internet. The internet just wants to hate. But I will say, though, for people who showed up to Evo this year, I feel like it felt like a resounding success to me. Because last year, obviously, when I was talking to a lot of people, they'd be like, I'm having a great time, but that arena thing bummed me out, et cetera, et cetera. But this year, it's just like everybody that I talked to was just like, oh my God, this is so great. Like, oh, I've had so much fun. Oh my God, it's my first Evo. Oh my God, I'm coming back again next year, et cetera, et cetera. And really, honestly, Evo as an event itself, like there is a lot to do there now. So much to the point where it's, like I said, it's actually hard to do the majority of it, you know? There's the arcade to play, but more importantly, they're really starting to expand a lot of the other features. So not only do a lot of the booths there themselves have their own cool events going on, like 2XKO had a bunch of like tournaments and like exhibition matches between strong players that you can go and sit down and watch. Obviously, you could go and play Marvel Tokon if you had the chance, but even things that Evo themselves are producing, like the museum. I only got a brief walk through the museum, but the museum is expanding a lot. And you know, the first year we had the arcade museum, the controller museum, which was just the controllers on display, like on a wall. It was just this little area. The year after that, there was also the art, like the art gallery. And this year, the museum got really expanded. And shout outs to Jesse, who's kind of really in charge of doing a lot of the museum this year. But, you know, it was the art and the controllers all in one. And what was cool about it is like, it was kind of like in a room. Like it was in its like own room on the show floor, right at the entrance too, by the way. You know, and I can't remember, it felt like it was roofed, but it probably wasn't. The feeling I probably just had was because the walls were super high. So you really did feel contained. I mean, like the crazy thing is you walked in there and like, you didn't hear as much outside, you know, the convention noise and stuff, but it was really understand how they really set it up. You know, you go in there, you can walk, you see a bunch of the art, see a bunch of the old controllers and everything like that. So it was really, really nicely done. You just peeked in from outside of it. So I was saying, Gibby, I don't know if you were here on the stream when I said it, but like, yeah, for people working the event as influencers, commentators, or whatever, or booth workers and stuff, it's hard to see everything. One, because we're actually so much more busy than we used to. Like, I had to run over to the 10-0 meeting rooms to do photo shoots and, nab a copy of my own Suck My Nuts Asshole t-shirt, which is, I believe, still available on the 10-0 website. So if you guys want to actually grab a copy of that, I should probably show that up off over here. Let me see if I can find it over here. But you should definitely pick that up. Yeah, we only saw each other at the 10-0 meeting room. It wasn't even the 10-0 booth. It was just the meeting room, basically, over there. One thing I do want to point out, too, that they did sell at... that they sold at... that they're selling right now on their site, and this is really a shame. They have this bomber jacket over here, which is actually, not trying to do a pun here, but it's quite a bomb jacket. I mean, honestly, this is a nice looking bomber jacket over here. Due to shipping problems, they didn't get it to Evo in time to sell it, and it sucked. It sucks. So they actually couldn't sell it at Evo at all. So you can get it now, but unfortunately, they weren't able to sell it at Evo, which is unfortunate. So that's that. I don't know if do we have because this is the round two lineup. So a lot of these are the ones that actually sold out, I believe. So you couldn't get I really need to get that desk mat too. So I don't think my shirt sold out, but it is still available here, as you can see, in the classic suck my nuts assholes. And you can see me doing my modeling work for the shirt. There you go. But you can pick this up and grab this as well for yourself if you want to support me. I mean, if the shirt does well, I definitely will try to make more shirts along with 10.0 and such. So, you know, this is definitely available for you. So, there we go. So if you want to pick that around, it's definitely an interesting shirt to wear around for sure. But that's why, you know, when I said to them, I was like, just try to make the Chibi James look as happy as possible. And one of the funniest things about it too is that these are obviously not the actual numbers of the tweet. And I didn't notice this, but I think David was the one who pointed this out to me, because Seglia said that they were just going to put some, you know, random numbers in there. But those are all inputs, right? So 280 is a flash kick. The retweet, I guess, looks like a sonic boom, so it's, you know, 4-6. And then the heart is actually the DP number right there, 623. So I'm pretty sure that's why they chose those numbers on the shirts. So kind of neat. But it is a fun shirt to wear. So if you want to pick that up, please feel free. And again, because it's part of, you know, it's under my line, you know, I will get part of the proceeds for that. So, you know, any purchase of that shirt supports me. I'll try to make some more G-rated clothes in the future that you can support and wear to support me. But yeah, the saber-tooth rant? No, I don't think so, because that one's even worse. That was even worse. I don't think they could do that, to be honest with you. Wait, what is going on here? Why is this over here? Oh, because I was doing the thing with the thing, and that's why. Okay, there we go. Ah, I see what's going on here. That's why I was confused earlier. Okay, but yeah, you can definitely... all of my shirts are just going to be not safe for work shirts. Okay, that's the plan then. I'll just put not safe for work shirts out all day, so... Oh man, yeah, no, Sabretooth is definitely a thing. I know he's your main character, Mike, but still, that character is a thing. God, what a character. Anyways, a blue shell t-shirt? Oh, Jesus, you guys are trying to hit me deep here. You guys are trying to hit me where it hurts, man. Oh, man. Yeah, blue shells. Anyways, lots of stuff happening at Evo, and so, you know, a lot of booths and everything. And I gotta say, the Sunday arena was really well done. When I walked in there, that arena was huge. When you guys actually looked at it, like when they actually had the aerial shots, when you guys are watching it on stream and stuff, like, I don't know if those aerial shots quite did it justice. There were so many seats. And honestly, the way they set up the big screens, they had 3 screens to show the matches, all the same match on all 3 of them. There really wasn't anything such as a bad seat, because even if you were sitting far back, out of the way in the back, those were where the stadium seats were. So everything was on chairs all the way up until the back, and then there was the stadium at the very back over there. And so even if you were sitting far back, you would be higher than everyone else, and you could see everything just fine. The screens, the projection screens were ginormous. It was really, really well done, honestly. Oh yeah, they gave dev and publishers a suite all the way in the back. I mean, also in the middle of the room, they had that one, like, I guess it was like the influencers region, which kind of ended up becoming like where a lot of the players would go and stuff like that. Was really cool. The stage was definitely lower. So in the past few years, obviously they've been, trying to keep the Evo logo extension, keep it that the diamonds shaped here. It was still higher, like it's not just trivial to jump up it, but it wasn't hard to climb up it at all. And they definitely didn't want to make it like, I think they decided to kind of just like, okay, we don't need to do the big giant diamond arena thing, unless they did and I just didn't notice from my vantage point. But obviously that did take up a lot of space. So yeah, the Red Bull Lounge thing. So, but yeah, that Sunday was really well done. I mean, I was sitting, about halfway back in the big the ground floor audience area, and I could see everything just fine, and it was great. The atmosphere was fantastic. The audience was loud, and it was really nice. It was really, really nice. So, shout outs to them. I mean, I feel like they corrected a lot of the things they did wrong last year. And you know how things spread on the internet, right? So last year when the arena tickets thing happened, it was just basically that's what everybody was talking about, and everybody's mad. Now, maybe I missed it because I wasn't on social media the whole weekend, and, I did take a little break last week. But I don't remember hearing anybody with any significant complaints this year. Outside, obviously, of the price. I mean, before Evo, the price and, a lot of people mad that the discount happened towards the end, of the registration period and such. But there itself, like in terms of people's experiences at Evo, I didn't hear a lot of complaints. I don't even remember hearing anybody complaining about hardware issues, like, oh my God, this thing overheated, because I know they were really good about changing out the machines, the consoles frequently and stuff. And I don't think I heard anybody complaining about trying to find seating in the arena, et cetera, et cetera. It really seemed like the reason why I typed return to form, because that was the impression that I got. It seems like everybody there had a great time. And I got to tell you, the way that Sunday is just open for the floor, while the top eights are all going on there, I love it. I love it. It's like even the Evos of old did not have that. It was always everybody does the cool thing on Friday, Saturday, then they all go away, Sunday, top eight. And, you do miss that kind of thing because, when Sunday top eight was the only thing that you could do, everybody was there, everybody was watching, and it felt really unified. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, maybe this is not your favorite game, but you watched because that's what you did on Sunday. The reality of the situation is that, these days, a lot of people don't want to watch all the top eights, and not only that, but there's not enough room to have enough seats for everybody. And so, though we do lose that weird, top eight Sunday dynamic where it was like everybody put down your shit, just go watch top eight and enjoy yourselves and scream your lungs off. You have the freedom now to go everywhere. And even if you couldn't make it into the arena, there was a bunch of watch parties, including the Maximilian watch party, where it's just Max and his gang. They're just sitting up there and they're doing their own kind of like live commentary and interacting with audiences and stuff like that. So they're doing almost like a in-person restream, essentially. A bunch of people were having a lot of those little, sessions live at Evo. But then also, like, if you just wanted to keep buying stuff, I mean, I'm sure the artist alleys and all that stuff like that, they love it. A lot of the shops out there, I'm sure they love it because they can now, they can continue selling things throughout Sunday. So people could play casuals in all the pool stations. And so it's just like, it's nice that you have that option. I mean, Sunday was the day that I played a lot of Marvel Tokon. Honestly, is when I had the chance to actually play some Marvel Tokon. So he was way hot there for sure. So yeah, if you wanted to do seating for top 8, you could get there early and camp a seat. However, even during Street Fighter 6 was the only time where I felt like it was like packed, right? And even then, there were seats still available in the stadium, and a few seats probably at the back on the ground level. So there was never a point I felt like that it was completely packed, so that you couldn't just find a seat when you walked in. So they added so many seats, and because you now have to buy a separate ticket for it, it was like we've done in the past. It wasn't a situation where it got overcrowded. So I don't think we were ever in a position where you couldn't get into the top 8 at all. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, and they were diligent about swapping out PS5s, and a lot of the usual crew there who's running everything. Shout outs to like Ryan, of course, obviously Rachel, Celica, Francisco, just all the guys that I see, year after year after year at Evo, always manning the what is it, the command center, answering questions, facilitating stuff, running everything. It's just really, it's really fascinating to see the kind of well-oiled machine that it was. And I've said this every year. Last year, everybody was so mad about the arena, tickets thing that happened. And I know I was on my stream here and on Twitter, and everyone's like, "Oh, why are you always defending Evo?" Blah 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 blah. But I was like, dude, as soon as the tournament ended, as soon as Street Fighter 6 Top 8 ended, and it was like, "Thank you for coming," and everybody left the arena, the first thing I saw was Rick gather a bunch of the other guys, and he was like, "What do we do? How do we solve this next year?" Literally, the audience hasn't even left the arena fully, and they're already talking about it, and they did a great job, and I feel like they did a lot of work to solve it. Oh, yeah, hey, Carlitos, that was your first Evo, huh? That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so Las Vegas tourism is down. Obviously, tourism and traveling in general is just down overall. And summer is always Vegas off season, which is why Vegas loves Evo and gave us the key to the city that one year, et cetera, because we bring in people during their off season. So they love Evo for sure. But the numbers were down. There's a lot of reasons for that. Like I said, I think the previous year and all the negativity surrounding it was a factor. Another major factor was the price, right? I mean, a lot of people talking about how much more expensive Evo was this year than last year. So, and again, I wish there was a better solution to that. But God, this thing is so much. You look at this event and you're just like, I don't want to think about how much money it costs to run Evo. I don't want to think about it, because I knew how much it cost to run Evo a long time ago. And what Evo has become is it's not even, it's not even really in the same ballpark now, But that was a factor. Obviously, a lot of foreign players didn't want to come to America. Can't blame them. So I know a lot of foreign players just didn't show up at all. So there's just a lot of stuff that was a factor there, you know. Oh God, like this is just its own topic, and I could talk about this for a long time, and I just don't want to spend this whole entire stream talking about that. But you know, for sure the numbers were down this year. There's a lot of reasons for that. Some of them not Evo's fault. Some of them that I do think is Evo's fault. Like prices and stuff. But overall, if and I'm not saying you should. Because this is a luxury thing, 100% for sure, no question. But if you have the means to make it and you're considering, but not sure based off of last year's Evo 2024, know that they did almost everything right this year. It feels like it felt like a really great event, and because we're in that convention center and we're in this ginormous space. The other thing too is that there was no point in time, even though, obviously it was lower than last year, but not enough to make a big difference, because last year was like this too. You never felt crowded the entire time. There was never any point in time where I felt like, it was just a bunch of people packed into a tiny space and everyone's just sweating and like miserable, like, oh my God, like it's so hot outside and I came in here, it's hot in here. Like the floor space is gigantic. And seriously, like if you do decide to go to Evo, bring comfortable shoes. Bring comfortable shoes. It is a convention center, so it is entirely on concrete. Bring comfortable shoes. You are going to be walking a hell of a lot. There is a lot of walking you are going to be doing. Fortunately, my most recent visit to my chiropractor actually helped me. She was like, yeah, your walk is messed up. Try walking like this. And that helped me a lot. My legs did not get nearly as sore as they had done in previous years. And shout outs to the lady who checked me into my hotel, because she was like, do you have a preference for having your room close to the elevator or far from the elevator? I was like, please, as close as possible. I know some people don't like that because then you have to deal with a lot of foot traffic. But man, when you get out of the elevator and you only have to be like, doot, 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 there's my room. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so much nicer. Oh man. Is Vegas food the most expensive in the USA? No. Not even close. The problem is that if you're on the Strip, the answer is yes, because that's the tourist trap, right? The Vegas Strip is the tourist trap. However, if you are willing to explore and move away from the Strip and go to other casinos that people don't really, you don't hear about and stuff, you can get the most ridiculous cheap food in Vegas if you know where to look. Because a lot of the smaller casinos will charge nothing for food to get you into their casino. I mean, this was a long, long time ago, but just to give an example, like back in like 2005 or something like that or whatever, 20 years ago, like a friend, like I stayed an extra day and a friend took me somewhere and we got a burger, fries, and a drink for $1.99, like obviously with inflation, it's going to be more expensive now, but like if it's like $7, like that's still a good deal these days. Holy crap. But yeah, there are a lot of places that you can get really cheap food in Vegas. You just have to know how to find it. And two, you have to have a vehicle, right? Obviously you can Lyft or Uber, but then are you really saving any money, right? Unless you can carpool with a bunch of people. However, if you go to all the, fancy, nice, established restaurants, all the places inside the venues and everything like that. It is expensive. Now, one of the things I will say about the location that Evo is in that's really nice. So Resort World is where a lot of the staff was put up, and Resort World is going to be more of a expensive place to stay. But if that is where you stay, as opposed to like a Circus or, you know, some of the other cheaper casinos and hotel and casinos around there, but even if you're going in that direction, like literally here's the Las Vegas Convention Center, and to walk to Resort World is not that long of a walk. Now in 110 degrees, it's a long walk, but it's not that long of a walk if you're just going from the convention center straight to Resort World. And right in between is a Walgreens. Like, you just walk from the convention and you're walking Walgreens. Go in there, buy all of your shit, buy your water, buy your snacks, buy emergency food, buy all the stuff, you know, try to go to Evo potentially with like a small backpack, you know, so you can keep your water bottle. They had lots of water refill stations. I was using the water refill stations constantly during the course of Evo, but the Walgreens is right there. And, you know, I didn't get a chance to go in there until a little bit later, so I actually spent way too much money, like on sodas and stuff. But the one time I did manage to pass Walgreens, like partially through the weekend, I was like, oh, went in there, bought a bunch of drinks, water, sodas, snacks, and everything like that, and you can get it for reasonable prices there. And you can stock up on everything. Then, like I said, you know, obviously you don't need water bottles because Evo will give you the bottles that you can fill up for waters and stuff like that. But if you want other things, if you want snacks, or if you know you're going to get a little peckish during Evo and stuff like that, just carry a lot of these snacks with you. And like I said, just have a very small backpack, lightweight backpack, so it's not gonna kill you unless you have a joystick. Then you know what, you might as well, because you're gonna have that anyway. But yeah, you can. It's very easy, especially in that area. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to go to the Walgreens. Like, it's literally right there. So. Smelled really toxic. I mean, it's new plastic stuff, right? New plastic stuff just smells that way, honestly. But yeah, I mean, they got there's a lot of it's a very convenient location. Would I prefer that we were in a situation like the Mandalay Bay again, where the arena, the convention center and everything was all in the same building? Of course I would, but to be fair, I use the Tesla loop most of the time to go from Resort World to the convention center. And I'll tell you right now, going from the convention center back to my hotel via Tesla loop was less time, I feel like, than walking from the Mandalay Bay Convention Center back to the hotels. For those of you who have actually been to the Mandalay Bay, that's a long walk, dude. It's a long walk. So, yeah. So in a way, you know, it's not as bad as a lot of people think it is, but it just depends on which hotel you get to. The worst part about it, honestly, is that we don't get that situation where everybody is staying at the same hotel. So if you wanted to go to the Hawaii suite, you had to go to Fontainebleau. If someone was like, yo, we're running a suite over here, but they're in Resort World, but then another suite is like, when you're in, for example, when we were all in the Mandalay Bay, it was like, hey, we're all here, or we're in the thing that's adjacent. God, what is that thing called? There was the one that's like that was right off of Mandalay Bay that a lot of people stayed at. There is Luxor, but there's another one. God, what was that thing called? I can't even remember. Delano. Thank you. The Delano. A lot of people were in the Delano as well. But, you know, you're walking indoors, et cetera, et cetera. So it was easier to get around to the different suites and such. I will say, though, that at least when you go from the convention center to the hotel, walking outdoors, especially after Evo's done at night where it's not nearly as hot, you don't end up smelling like cigarettes, at least. And I'm really sensitive to that, so, you know, I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Regardless, again, I felt like Evo was really, really nicely done this year. I really felt like they solved a lot of the problems. They also prevented a lot of the problems. Like I said, I didn't hear anybody complaining about hardware. I didn't hear anybody complain about, you know, stream setups or anything like that. It seems like they did a really good job. And, you know, it's one of the toughest things. Very early on, when me and David used to do all the commentary, NeoGAF was still around at the time. And after every tournament, you know, David would immediately go into the fighting game thread, the FGC thread on NeoGAF. And after the tournaments were done, he'd go over there and he would always be like, hey, nobody is talking about us in the thread. We did a great job. High five. You know? Oh, man. It's how it is, right? And so the fact that I feel like I've seen relative radio silence about Evo issues, I feel like they did a fantastic job, because when things go right, you don't see a bunch of people praising it, but you see a lot of people being like, they're not talking about that. And that means they did a good job. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, so Super Shinobi, like, trust me, yeah, you're gonna run into people who just, and again, there is a difference between people who literally just don't bathe, and you're just like, what's your problem? But there are people out there, and I'm sure they're embarrassed about it and stuff like that, but they just have, you know, their body is just, you know, genetically predisposed to sweating a lot and all that stuff. So it is unfortunate for them. But again, like I said, the floor space was so open that I don't think it was going to be a particular problem like it can be in a lot of other places, honestly. No ST stream. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess they did, because ST was not one of the extended lineup games from Evo. So that's another thing that I'll... For those of you who saying that we are back, can people check YouTube as well? Oh God, what is happening? Twitch is dying here. Hang on a second. Huh. So YouTube is still live. Might just be my machine right now. No, I think it's working over here. It might just be my machine is getting hammered over here or something. Am I just going too ham on my network or something? Am I back on Twitch? Am I back on Twitch? Okay, so we're all good. Okay, what was the last thing that I said when I died? When the stream died? What was the last thing that I said? I was talking about, I think I'd gotten to the point where I was just talking about the extended lineup, right? So a lot of people are talking about, said, I guess I died during talking about funky dudes. So Evo was, the nice thing about it was, is like I said, it wasn't crowded. It was very spacious in there. So there weren't a lot of cases outside of the individual developer booths where you had the lines to go play Marvel, for example. There weren't a lot of booths out there that were, there weren't a lot of places where you were forced in close proximity with other people. So it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. Let's just put it that way. But also talking about Super Turbo. Super Turbo definitely did not get its stream time directly, but what was interesting was that it seems like what Evo is doing nowadays is they are running like some of the side tournaments officially. Like in the past, we've had, quote, official side tournaments, but they were run by the groups like Vortex Gallery and stuff like that. They were, as a community, you signed up for side tournament status, you got medals, et cetera, et cetera. But this year, like for me, with my blocks on CVS2 commentary, Evo is actually like running the CVS2 tournaments, officially streaming it, and, hiring the commentators and stuff for it. So it feels like it's, it feels like it was no pee in chairs this year. Yeah, nobody had to basically be scared to leave their seat, I guess. But yeah, so the CVS 2 stream was officially on an Evo channel. It was, I was hired by Evo for it. So it seems like Evo is, trying to do a little bit more, official games. Like in like almost like you could call it an extended lineup. Like there's the main lineup and then there's the extended lineup. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at the camera. Hang on a second. I got to do this for you guys here, of course. Okay, let's do this. Okay. We take a moment here to take a little bit of a cat break. Kitty break here. Hey, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Do you want your gum scratched, don't you? Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Thanks for the continued sub, Nauticon. Appreciate it. It went down after he showed up. It definitely went down after it was up for a little bit. And then there's that. No, please keep scratching my face. Please keep scratch. I don't want you to scratch my neck and my chest. I want to scratch my face. Oh, look at him. Look at this sweet, innocent face. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, there he goes again. All right, hang on. Let me turn it around. There you go. Oh. I'll get back to more Evo stories, Nino. Don't worry. But everybody loves a good cat. Everybody loves a good cat. Right, Nathan? Because you are a good cat. You are a good cat. You are a good cat. Let's do some bongo cat. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Hi. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. All right, I gotta finish my stream here, okay, Nathan? Is that okay? Is that okay, buddy boy? Is that okay, buddy boy? I'm gonna continue the stream. Yeah. Oh. I don't know why he likes to do that. He likes to stuff his nose into my mouth like this. Like I kind of just, like I'm just like holding his snout, basically. Oh, God. Cats are weird. And I also love it, too, because cats will do the thing where they sleep and they put their arm over their eyes. So they can sleep because it's too bright. And, you know, you'll see cats actually do the whole, like, thing over their eyes. It's really funny. Okay, anyways. Back to business over here. Oh, I mean, my mom, like, I think she likes pets, but she is also the most clean freak in the world. So she's not allowed in my home. So the fact that if you have cats, you just have to accept pet hair and, you know, cats puking hairballs everywhere all the time. Yeah, cats are not for my mom at all. So, but okay. Let me check something over here. Okay, here we go. Dude, it's always something to clean up. Always. I can't keep up with it. Man, when you live by yourself, like, it's hard to keep up with all this, especially if you have ADHD. It's like every time you finally get around to finishing something, you know, new stuff have equal, like, you're never, like, you're always like at a 100% capacity, and then it gets to 120, and then you clean the 20, but you're still at 100, and then you clean another thing, but by the time you finish cleaning it, everything else has gotten back up to the point where when you finish it, you're still at 100. Oh boy. No tracking litter. Yeah, you have to get the right litter mats, actually. If you do, the cats will actually rub their paws on them. So I have a nice little, like a plasticky litter mat. And when my cats get out, they do rub their paws on them a little bit. So, but that doesn't get all of it, because then they track litter around everywhere else anyway. So, but whatever. Back to Evo. Evo being dope this year is no small part due to having Marvel Presents again. People be pretending what's missing from the FGC, but it's pretty obvious. Having MVC2 back? I mean, look, could be, honestly. Yeah, people who don't know about the history of Evo, Marvel really was, like, one of the biggest things for Evo. It was Evo. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was Evo. You know, despite Third Strike, despite CVS2, whatever other games were there, Evo was always MVC2 towards the end before Street Fighter 4 came out. And even after Street Fighter 4 came out, Marvel 3 was a huge part of Evo again as well. Marvel, I mean, really was the heart and soul of Evo for a lot of that Dark Ages, honestly. And it's like, yeah, I mean, honestly, what MVC2 was able to do for Evo back in those days is unparalleled, honestly. The amount of hype. Marvel 2 always ended the tournament, you know, back in the days. It was the last game that was played, because that was the most hyped thing, because everybody just wanted to see if anybody could beat Justin Wong for a while, you know. But MVC2 has always been a major factor of Evo. So, yeah, you cannot discount its importance to Evo and Evo's existence. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think having a retro game every year is a great idea, honestly. A lot of people are saying, let's get CVS2 as the retro game next year, which would be super cool. And Boss even said if it was the retro game next year, that a bunch of Japanese players will actually come and compete in it. And Boss said, like, you know, like some of those players might be better than him, you know? But I don't, like, in Japan, I think it's still pretty much considered that Boss is at least like top 3 in Japan for that game. But he said there are a couple of people who could beat him, and if CVS2 is a main game next year, for sure he would, he said a bunch of people would show up. So watching John Choi fork it DP through CVS2 was my favorite part of Evo. Look, oh boy, I want, I was just having this conversation with some friends, some other OG heads out there. And, you know, on Twitter, I was just talking about how hard it was for a lot of the old school players because I've said this many times on this stream. When we were playing fighting games, we knew we had to quit. You know, there's a famous scene in Bang the Machine where John Choi's father is like almost kind of chastising John about playing these fighting games, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And so like most of us knew that in order to live a life, start a family, because back then starting a family was, a super high priority, get a job, et cetera, et cetera. You had to quit fighting games. So we weren't allowed to put full effort into fighting games. Like, and even when we were in college and stuff, when we could technically put a lot of time into these things, or even high school and stuff like that, you just never did. You just never did because you knew you had to quit at some point. And in some way, it's like, it's like trying not to, this is totally gonna, expose me here with my experiences as a young child. But it'd be like, that one girl in high school that you totally had a crush on, but you had zero chance with, so you would never let yourself like actually like fall for them kind of thing, it was like that basically. So, a lot of the players, you would never put your whole being into it. And that's what we see guys like Mena RD doing. And honestly, I think Mena RD is like one of the best examples of this right now, of the kind of player that is able to put every aspect of their life into fighting games. Reason why I bring this up is because I truly, honestly believe that if John Choi was able to play in this era during peak John Choi years, I think John Choi would be the best fighting game player ever. Honestly, like John Choi is ridiculous. And if you know John, and if you hung around him, and you talk to him, and you watch him play, and all this other stuff, John is only playing at like 50% the majority of the time. Even when he won 2 Evos, well, he was playing a little bit stronger there, due to the backstory, with his father being in the hospital and all that stuff like that. So he was, and again, as soon as John Choi even dials it up a little bit, he won CVS2 over Boss, which is the only time Boss has ever lost. It's the only time Boss has never not won first place in CVS2 in America. And then John Choi beat Nuki in Super Turbo, and he won 2 Evos that year, right? And that was like John Choi just like dialed up one notch. And like I said, I feel like John Choi's not even fully at full power. If John Choi like was able to dedicate everything to fighting games, like I just don't know if anybody could beat him. I just like, for anybody who actually knows John Choi, like you say that and people will be like, yeah. Obviously, if you don't know John Choi, if you never got a chance to watch him play, and et cetera, you're just like, that's crazy, James. You're crazy. But I'm telling you, man, that guy just has like some power in him, dude. It was crazy. Oh yeah, Mickey. Well, so the thing about it is, Mickey's run this year, very similar to Blas's run at Capcom Cup. And honestly, in a weird way, very similar to Justin Wong's run with Ratio 4 Sagat at CEO. People always like to be like, oh, look, Blas did so well there, but now at Capcom Cup, but now he's not doing nearly as well, Mickey's not going to be getting top 3 at big tournaments anytime soon coming up. It's going to be a little bit, he's still going to do well, like Blas is doing, like Cryme is doing and stuff. But there's a lot of perfect storm situations. And when a player starts to do that, and everybody's like, who's this guy? I've said this before on the stream too. Like, there is this element that when you fight against them, something wrong happens. Like all of a sudden you're like, crap, I don't want to be the next guy to lose to this person. Like, I don't want to be the next victim to this guy who is having this amazing run. And I don't care how good of a player you are. I don't care how much experience you have. That affects you. It happened to Lashar at Capcom Cup. It happened to lots of guys. You know, I mean, look, Blas beat Noah the Prodigy at Capcom Cup, but Noah the Prodigy beat Blas at Evo this year. When you have that surprise factor and you enter, oh God, I don't want to be the next one to lose to this guy, that is a power-up that you cannot even imagine. If you haven't been in a tournament, I can't explain it. I don't know why it's one of the most powerful power-ups, but I don't want to be the next person to lose to is one of the most pivotal power-ups you could possibly get at a tournament. And this year it was Mickey. Mickey got that. And again, Kakeru ended that run because, like I tweeted immediately afterwards, the infamous, you know, Michael Jordan poster of, you know, fork them kids, you know. I definitely want to do a video on Mickey as well. I want to do one sooner, but I just never really had the chance. But there's a lot of really cool things that he did in that top 8. And the way he played, there's a lot of really neat things about what he did. So I want to go and review his matches again, and so I can talk about them on stream a little bit more. But he got top 8. He's from Hong Kong. He's 17 years old. So yes, I made the terrible joke that you could definitely say this year he was Mickey 17. But you know, has done well in tournaments, but never been a threat. But this Evo, it was just his year, and he got 3rd place. So it just worked out that way. So, oh God, old Evo stories, moving CRTs for Evo back in the day. Dude, I helped every year at Evo to set up. And the thing that I never looked forward to was the moving of the CRTs. Like, you guys have no... for those of you who are young and you have never dealt with CRTs, like, you have no idea just how much heavier a CRT is than any monitor that you can use today. Right? Like this thing over here, like this thing that I have over here, that I read my chat on over there, like, that's like a, you know, 30-inch or 20-some inch TV or flat screen or whatever like that. Dude, that thing is like a feather compared to even the smallest CRTs. CRTs, like, literally, I had to move a CRT from upstairs to downstairs one time, and I hired, I think it was 3-day laborers, right? And they were like, do you really need 3 people to move this TV downstairs? I was like, yes. And, like, literally one of them almost died because they were on the bottom side holding the TV on the way down, and, like, one of them slipped or something, and I just, like, everything flashed before my eyes. I was like, no, please don't let this happen. But that TV was like 200 and like something pounds, dude. Like, that TV was super heavy. Like, you guys have no idea how heavy CRTs were. And so the pre-Evo setup and the post-Evo put away, they were just nightmare. Like, it was like you would just move in a couple of boxes and you just want to die at that point. You really just want to die. Honestly. It wasn't a Trinitron. It was one of the Sony, I want to call it the Wegas, the WEGA. I think that's what I had. It's still downstairs, too. I still have it there. I don't use it, but I can't get rid of it because it's too heavy. Dude, it would be a sick-ass Grand Finals Melee monitor. But I also want to keep it because I can still plug my old consoles to it. So I can still play NES, etc., if I really, really needed to with no lag and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pronounced Vega. It's pronounced Vega. but I just wanted to say Vega just to express that that's how it was spelled. Oh, man. God, that's scary, Zilcho. Anyways, yeah, so I really did think Vegas, Evo was very good this year. I really do think it was really good. The matches were all really strong. Again, you know, like Seth Killian has always said, that Evo is a hype machine. You just basically put on Evo and, you know, the hype just gets created. Like, it just happens. You don't have to manufacture it. You don't have to try to, you know, like, you know, play up anything. Like, don't bring up security guards when K-Brad and Wolfkrone are about to play each other or anything stupid like that. Just, like, let it happen. And honestly, the way that Evo is set up, yeah, you just, like, the hype moments just happen. Like, nobody planned for Hayao last year, right? It just happened, right? It just, that's how it went down, you know? Obviously, you know, it was a little anticlimactic because Mena RD just murdered everybody in top 8, even to the point where Kakaru looked completely lost. Like, after he lost, he's just sitting there like, what happened? What happened? You know? Yeah, there was definitely no Hayao moment for sure. Nothing like that. But there was like a lot of good things that happened. But if you notice the Koji KOG pain, they showed a clip like back in 2015 where he did the exact same thing to Goichi at another game, I think it was. So I think it was a reference. Like, I think he was actually referencing an old clip or something like that. So, oh man. Yeah, right. Then he remembered he won $1 million and Kakaru was like, oh well, cool. Oh man. But yeah, really, really happy with how Evo was as an event. Obviously, my own personal experience, you know, was a little bit rougher than that. But again, that has nothing to do with, you know, what Evo did as a production. I think what they put on was excellent. They did a great job. And I'm glad I'm at the point right now where I can be like, yes, you should come to Evo if you can. You need to come to Evo if you can. So, I mean, John Choi versus Silent Scope in CVS 2 was pretty freaking crazy. Holy crap. Oh my God, dude, that was nuts. Oh boy. But in any case, I gotta move on. Otherwise, I'll be here forever, and I can't do that today. So, yeah, I know, right? Koji KOG has been playing for a while. He's a really strong player. And he qualified for EWC Fatal Fury. I think it was at CEO, and he started crying on stream and stuff, you know, like, he's a passionate player, man. He's a passionate player. In any case, let's go on to some of these Evo announcements over here. We'll watch some of these together on stream. Some of these, there's really not much to say except, yep, that happened. So, let's see if we can jump to some of these over here. And we'll go ahead and go down the line with the big ones first over here. Let's see here. Oops, hang on a second. Do something really quick over here. Okay. So, obviously, during Street Fighter 6, this was played. Oh, yeah. Mickey's at EWC, so we'll see how he does at EWC. It could be a different thing, so. August is a better month. Oh, that's right, because they announced that Evo was going to be in June next year, and CEO was going to be in August. And not only that, but Evo was going to be at the end of June, and Evo Japan was going to be at the beginning of May. So there's literally less than 2 months separating those two events, which is very weird. Obviously, a lot of stuff must be going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I don't know why the schedule change was so drastic for Evo going to June, but I'm sure there was definitely reasons why, but might be one of those things where, you know, it's just stuff is happening and they don't want to be like, okay, so we did this because, like, you know, it's just gonna be that way. And yeah, that's true, Case Money. A lot of people used to do that, right? They used to do the CEO to Evo thing, but now they'll probably do the Combo Breaker to Evo thing, right? Because Combo Breaker will be in May as well, so they'll probably just do Combo Breaker and stay till Evo now. So it's just going to be one event or the other. Where's my thing? I mean, the Winter Olympics don't take place in the summer, right? Unless, are we doing it in the Southern Hemisphere? Is the Winter Olympics this year in the Southern Hemisphere? If that's the case, then yeah, it would be that way, so. Okay. Anyways, let's do this here. It's always one of the weirdest things that is a thing that exists on this planet, but like, it's so hard to understand that our summer is the Southern Hemisphere's winter and our winter is the Southern Hemisphere's summer. Like, it doesn't like, you feel like with as global as we've become, it would be something that's a little more like, you know, like, I don't want to say like, you know, like known, everybody knows that, but like, it's just like something you just don't think about ever. It's crazy. Anyways, okay. Here we go. So, the first one that we got over here announced, well, the first one that I'm going to show here is, of course, Street Fighter 6. Standing upside down and not falling off the planet, for sure. So this is what's been going on at Evo for the past few years, is that they've just been showing the teaser trailer of the next character. We got Jury a while. What that was last year? We got, who did we get at Evo last year? Who was the character that we saw? Shoot, I can't remember. We saw Aki. That's what it was. We had Aki last year, and then the previous year, I think we got revealed. I can't remember now. Anyways, what is time? Let's go. Let's watch some of these trailers over here. This was the Viper teaser trailer.
That's the leader of the organization known as Shadaloo. His name is Bison. This is simulation data based on his battle prowess. But, as a research director, I'll have to test what this thing is capable of. Out of all the data obtained by Siren, this one's the most
At least they pronounced, now I know I can say Siren.
Fight against it.
It's still closer to how I said it than how everybody else does.
Let's boot it up. Begin test.
They gotta work on creating these tests so that they can't be so physical and destroy things. Definitely feels like a Street Fighter the movie reference there, by the way. I know the trading stage is in the lore.
Ugh. I hate doing overtime.
Shout out to the voice actress as well, by the way. Just the way that line was read, like, I just love the way that line is read.
Ugh. I hate doing overtime.
Like, it definitely sounds more like natural and less like I'm a voice actor in a role, you know what I mean? Like, I just really like how that was done there. But obviously, it's a teaser. All we're getting is just basically, as usual, how they're going to be introduced in World Tour. So there's not much to see outside of that, not much to glean out of it outside of obviously character design. And I mean, it's pretty, suffice it to say, I think a lot of people out there are really happy with her character design, for various reasons. But again, just speaking in general, I think looks really amazing. I mean, honestly, let me see if I can get a good screen cap of this over here. So I will say this much. I love the white outfit. Like, Viper originally was in a black outfit, and, changing her to be in a white outfit, I don't know. I think it looks really nice. I like her hair much better in this game. But, obviously, outside of that, like, I just hope, beyond all hopes, that she has a lot of execution involved with her. I just hope that she has, hard execution stuff with her. Most people are like, probably not, like, probably not gonna happen. Because again, she was kind of like known as the execution character in Street Fighter 4. There were obviously a lot of other execution characters, but because Viper was there since the beginning, she was the first high execution character. She was oh God, this is gonna sound so wrong. She was a body character, okay? Like, we're talking about the heart, mind, and body thing. She was a body character, and if you liked execution, this is who you played. Again, Manat was released in Season 3 in Street Fighter 5. And Manat was very high execution character, thanks to her V-Trigger 1. The nice thing is they tied it to her V-Trigger 1, so it wasn't like all the time, but obviously players like Sako and such really enjoyed it. But if they were willing to do that in Season 3 for Street Fighter 5, I don't see why they would think it be wrong to do in Street Fighter 6. I think the only concern is that I think Viper is probably going to be a fairly popular character, so I think a lot of people are going to want to play her. And if she does end up being very high execution, I think a lot of people are going to be frustrated. So what they're going to have to do is, if they want to make her high execution, you want to give her stuff that is high execution that makes her stronger, but not necessary. You want to design her in a way that you can still play her without a lot of the high level execution and be able to play her at like 85%, 90% capacity. And that really the high execution stuff is for like really optimizing damage and stuff, but also so that execution players feel like that they have someone to play. Because keep in mind, this is the character that Marlon Pie played, Marn played Viper, etc. It's all the people that love that kind of execution were all Viper players back in Street Fighter 4 days. So, yeah, that's true. You do have the modern controls to help, for sure. The funny thing about it is Ed's high execution was an accident. They did not plan for Ed to have the crazy dream combo. It just happened to work out that way. Like, they probably didn't even know the dream combo existed, right? Because you literally are canceling into the super 2 frames later after hit stun and all this stuff. It's like crazy. So again, all of Ed's high level execution was unintentional and was not was accident. So you can't really call Ed being like the execution character because it wasn't intended that. Well, we can call him that now, but he definitely wasn't designed to be an execution character at all. It just worked out that way. So yeah, Urio using Viper, but a lot of the people who were into execution played Viper. But then, you know, unfortunately for Capcom, and again, it's not even Capcom's fault anymore, but somebody always keeps leaking all their stuff. Like the Viper teaser got revealed early Sunday. I think it was a AM PM mix-up again. I think they released it at AM when they were supposed to release it at PM. And again, it wasn't Capcom's fault. Like, before they were really bad about leaking stuff, but these days they've been so much better about it. But then somehow they keep getting screwed by everybody. It was the PlayStation blog that leaked it, yes. It was the PlayStation blog that leaked it. And so, like, I feel bad for them. But fortunately, I don't think the other trailer got released. Leaked. I think this one came out when Evo decided to announce it. But yeah, obviously this one definitely it's one of those trailers that you just watch and you're like, you either love it or you're like, okay, or you're like, you know, kind of a thing. But here we go. Let's take a look at this. And again, shout outs to the reference to the old Kino Nishimura artwork with Cammy and Chun-Li. Like, the problem for me is, like, I can't even imagine playing characters in these swimsuit outfits because it just doesn't make any sense.
I'll make you proud. When poison prevails, it's a wonderful feeling. I have you. Another mission awaits. Do you plan to fight us all?
At least, I mean, one of the nice things about this Cammy outfit is that she's still ripped. Like, there are some serious muscles going on in her arms and stuff like that. So there you go. That is, and of course, these costumes are already available, so you can purchase them right now. But like I said, you know, as much of a, you know, printing money Cammy's costume is, I am really glad that they, you know, maintained the fact that she is very fit, right? And yeah, I mean, the Kim outfit, I think looks really good, but also I keep remembering that she's like 16 or something like that. So I'm just like, I'm you know what? Gonna leave it alone. Gonna let it go. If you guys are young, then, you know, more power to you guys over there. But dude, Honda's, when he's fat, he has abs on his fat. It just makes no sense, right? Like, I still don't know how that works, to have muscles on your fat, because the fat always grows outside of the muscles. So I don't know how you get fat and have abs. It's very weird, but Honda does it and it doesn't look weird. And I will say, and I know I'm probably gonna be a huge minority on this one, but I actually am not that fond of the Aki costume. Like, I see a lot of people like, oh my God, the Aki, oh my God, the Aki. And I'm just like I feel like it takes away a lot from what I think about when I think of Aki, which is, you know, I actually don't like a lot of the other costumes because I just like the crazy hair that she has. And, you know, I feel like she loses a lot of personality not having more of that, you know, outlandish kind of outfit. So oh, of course, Jaw Dropper. Where did we meet again? I can't remember. I ran into a lot of people at Evo, but I'm glad we ran into each other, and I'm glad, you know, we had a chance to talk. As I've told everybody, if you see me and you want to talk to me, please come talk to me. Oh, you're Fidel. Okay, that's right. Okay. Got it. Oh, man. No, because I see you on Twitter all the time. I don't know why. I always know you as Fidel and not your Twitter handle, because that's your name on Twitter is Fidel, but your at is the Jaw Dropper, and I never remember the at. I always just remember the name. I always remember the name for some reason. But yeah, like I don't. And that's the thing, right? If you're gonna put Aki in Darkstalkers, like dress her up as Shenko, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't know, I just can't picture like Aki. Doesn't work right for me in my brain to have that outfit for Aki. I don't know why. I wasn't a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of it as much, but you know. Oh man. But yeah, obviously, a lot of good costumes there that people are definitely going to enjoy. And, you know, between Viper's, you know, very subtle design and, you know, these outfits over here, I'm sure, you know, a lot of gamers out there are going to be quite happy with, you know, the stuff that Street Fighter is doing right now. So... Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That would probably explain it, Fidel. Would probably explain it. Okay, so of course this one I'm definitely late on, but let's talk a little bit about Fatal Fury. This one is I'm really late on this because Ken's already out. It was a surprise, you know, release date announcement, but also a cool little thing that we got to see over here in terms of animation that they kind of created here. Nakayama stated Aki doesn't go swimming. I mean, that makes sense. So, you know, okay. Oops. Oh, is this the right one? Am I not playing the right one over here?
So Ken, fire still burns, I hope.
It's true, she does swim on the ground. Because we've seen this trailer before, right? I think I grabbed the wrong trailer here.
You bet.
Yeah, I did grab. This is the one that was at EWC, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, but it was released 10 days ago. Is there another one that I'm just missing over here? Let's see. Oh, yeah. It was this one, the animated trailer here. Oh, I think it is the same one, isn't it? I can't remember now, but yeah, let's take a look at the animated trailer over here.
I paid for my own college, so I knew I'd have to start accumulating.
Blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
Fatal Fury.
Oh, hearts blocked the trailer? Oh no. Shoot. All right, we'll go back a little bit. All right, let's do this again. I didn't see the hearts. CVS 3 is coming, boys. I mean, again, if they haven't talked about it yet, you know, like, I will be a monkey's uncle. Like, clearly they've talked about it, right? Like, you know, they probably just were like, hey, let's test this out, see how people, you know, feel, etc., etc. And oh yeah, by the way, the game is 40% off. So if you were looking to get into Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, and you haven't bought it already, now is a very good time to do that. So I did see the arcade ending for Ken. It was weird because they made the implication that like Ken and Terry were meeting for the first time that way. You know, they had heard of each other, but they were meeting for the first time. Very weird. I don't know if they're going to try to, hey, another follow, Doria from downtown. Oh, really? The person who announced this on stage was quite handsome? Interesting. Okay. I don't remember announcing it on the stage, but maybe I did. So, but, you know, it's definitely a very, it's a weird situation because, again, the lore retcon and all that stuff like that, but also people saying like maybe they're trying to set up CVS 3 to be lore, you know, official, etc., and you can't, right? You can't, because City of the Wolves takes place in the actual Fatal Fury landscape. Like, it's the actual Fatal Fury landscape. And so the only characters you can add in there are like Ryo and Yuri, but they would also all be 30 to 40 years older because Art of Fighting took place like in the 60s and the 70s, right? Like, there's a distinct age difference there. And, you know, you're not going to be able to throw in Kyo and Iori because they don't exist in Fatal Fury lore, right? They're just not there. Now, is SNK gonna pull like some shenanigans and have it so that because of verse in KOF, suddenly we've merged everything and now it's all, I don't know, but a lot of Fatal Fury fans would be really mad if they did that because they like how Fatal Fury has this distinct storyline and stuff. But again, this whole thing that they're doing with Street Fighter 6 and with Fatal Fury, I don't know if this is like them trying to canonically lead into CVS 3 because I don't think it actually works. Like, I don't think you can do that because even KOF and Fatal Fury are not canonically in the same universe. And so that's always going to be a difficult thing to try to take care of stuff. Hey, thank you, John Cario. Appreciate it. So yeah, it's interesting to see how they're gonna do that. So curious how they're gonna handle that, or if they're planning to expand that. I guess we'll find out more when Chun-Li gets added to the game. However, you know, we've already gotten Mai and Terry in Street Fighter 6, and I don't think another Fatal Fury character is gonna be dropping anytime soon. Into Street Fighter 6, or unless it's like a surprise 5th DLC, like it's a bonus DLC. I think that's the only way people would be willing to have that happen. So could happen, I don't know, but again, yeah, obviously it could be a dream match, but that's exactly what CVS 1, CVS 2 were, right? So all I'm just saying is that everything that's happening in City of the Wolves, everything that's happening in Street Fighter 6 can't really be said like, oh, look, they're trying to set up CVS 3 like officially canon in the universe, blah, blah, blah. No, you would just have to pick another universe, like extend the CVS universe, you know, with, you know, Orochi Akuma and Satsue no Hado Rugal or whatever, you know, etc., etc. Or SVC Chaos 2, for sure. But yeah, so Ken is out already, and people are finding a lot of weird things, like stuff that there's no way that I would have even tried to look for it. But apparently Ken has some moves that just specially cancel into his kick supers during recovery frames, so he has third strike combos. So you can do stuff like back light kick, which is the overhead into super. You can do crouch strong into super. You can do, what was it? There was one more that he could do. I think it was off of a special move. But you could basically link his kick super like he can in the arcade in third strike, even though the frame data says it doesn't work. It just lets you cancel only into the kick super at the end of those moves. It's really weird. So yeah, very interesting. So, but he's there, and so, you know, if you've had a little trepidation about playing Fatal Fury and stuff like that, Ken is a really good character to learn the game with, because while he doesn't play like Street Fighter 6 Ken, he also doesn't play straight up like a Fatal Fury character as well. He doesn't play like a City of the Wolves character necessarily. So I feel like he's a good gateway into the game. And like I said, 40% off right now. So now is as good of a time to get in as ever. Because remember, Season 1 DLC is free. So as soon as you buy Fatal Fury, you automatically have the entire Season 1. So now, the next trailer we're going to get to is one that I have been looking very forward to. I actually haven't seen this at all. So I really want to see this. I've heard about it. I've heard about what they did with the character, and it sounds kind of amazing. So I am definitely looking forward to this. So is Nathan. Apparently, he's definitely ready to check out Lucy from the Cyberpunk anime. And here we go. Let's take a look at this over here. Yes, Nathan. We are starting soon. You want to see Lucy as well? You want to see Lucy? Do you want to see this Lucy? Or do you want to see Nuttacon's cat? I'm not sure which one you want to actually see. Which Lucy do you want to see, huh? Mwah. All right, here we go. Oops. Nathan, I can't move my mouse. Nathan, help. I had no volume. Oh, nice try, Fonzie, for the subscription to try to block the view. And actually, this is actually good for me to remember. Whenever I decide to watch something like this, I need to turn off those notifications. So I'm going to turn off those notifications right now. Here we go. While Nathan just keeps rubbing his head into my arm. Nathan, I fed you. I fed you already. Let's go.
Mankind knew that it's not kings.
It's so crazy because I'm actually not sure if that was anime or if that was in-game graphics.
This is some seriously odd shit. Encrypted, huh? Like that's gonna stop me. Memory's fuzzy.
Oh, she's got a gun too?
Corrupted somehow. Makes no sense. Need to run manual diagnostics, file at a time if I got it. And hacking organic person, no chrome? Yeah, that happened.
Dude, that is crazy.
On my side, was deep in the net. That I know. Looking for something, I suppose. Guess I got sloppy. Or I got popped by a rogue AI. Either way, not my finest hour. He was so close. Just out of reach. Why's my heart pounding? Who is he? Someone I care for and lost.
She has a whip as well?
What if I let it happen all over again? I need to find him.
Dude, so... So first of all, what I'm gonna say is, I love the idea that she got like hacked into the game. Like if you're gonna put a guest character in the game, like that's a cool way to do it. That she actually just got hacked into the game. But what is it about, you know, guest characters who are aware that they are being a guest in another game? All seem to be using whips and guns, right? Like literally Eltnum in Under Night is a guest character, and she spends the entire time talking about like all her win codes and stuff. Or like, what am I doing here? What is happening? And she's a whip gun person character too. So it's just really funny. But then the other thing here, this part of the trailer. So let's just watch this again a little bit. I'm gonna lower the volume so I can kind of talk over it here. And again, this is crazy because like literally as soon as this scene started, I thought this was like from the anime. Like I thought this was from the anime, but I think this is actually, is this the in-game graphics or is this the anime? I can't tell. Like it's crazy, dude. It's so crazy. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, yeah, is Guilty Gear a virtual world in Cyberpunk? It doesn't matter. I just think it's a sick way to put a guest character in the game. Yeah, obviously, once you start seeing her move at that end, you're like, okay, for sure it's in-game. But Jesus Christ, dude. Like, and who are all those people? Are all those Cyberpunk characters? Are these characters from Cyberpunk? But air all over the place. Let me make sure I have this. Do this over here. Oh, it's all her friends, okay. But Jesus Christ, the graphics, dude, like, again, it's just like, I just don't know how they do this so well. And I haven't seen the anime, but I gotta imagine, like, her in this and the anime, they probably look super good, right? Like, they probably look super accurate to the anime. Oh, right. Okay, so it is just a 3D anime, a lot like the a lot of the modern animes are. Like she's doing research on all the other characters, but this is the part that everyone's talking about here. So if I'm not mistaken, that's the name of all of Venom's special moves, right? Well, I mean, like the Broly movie Dragon Ball, actually literally for the fight scenes they contracted ArcSys to do some of the fight scenes in ArcSys's engine because it looks so good, and I think it was able to save them money. Like they actually just created some of those fight scenes using ArcSys's Dragon Ball Fighters engine, for the Broly movie. Yeah, I don't remember how, but like I think they said somewhere like you basically get to hack away some of his special moves, right? Like I don't know what these are. These symbols show up. Like you can see that it's like you have 24 points to assign, and as you can see here, this one's highlighted. This one's got 3. So now this one costs 13. So she spent 13 right there to select that one. She spends another 3 to select that one. And then lets it go. Keeps the combo going. And now look above her. Like, what is all this stuff? Like, what is she doing to you? What is she hacking from you? You know what I mean? Like, what do these symbols mean? What are the debuffs that she's doing? Someone told me that what they do is they actually take away special moves. Like, you can just hack certain moves away, but I'm not sure if that's an assumption. Do we have any, like, blogs about it? And she also has this symbol down here in the bottom left, and I have no idea what this is.
On my side.
But you can see right there, you're slowly one by one getting through these hacks, right? So one by one, you're getting through, and here's all these hacks listed down here. I don't know what, like, this is, dude, I don't know what's happening. And the crazy thing is, oh, wait, hang on a second. I just noticed something too. Like you start over here. I wonder if these two are associated with each other because as soon as it fills up and goes to the next, no. It isn't it's not associated, but as soon as it filled up, it jumps down here now. It's down here. Oh, you're right. She becomes obscured. How did I not even see that? I'm paying so much attention to these dumb symbols that I didn't even realize she disappeared. Jesus Christ, that is a sick effect, by the way. Trigger uses whatever they can to produce shows as cheap as possible when keeping it. Oh, this is the animated company. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so now she's like kind of invisible. That runs out, and now it's down here. And so here, as soon as that one fills up, it shows up down here, and there's a timer on this one, and now there's a timer on the second one, and now it's ×2, and now she gains the third one, and they all have their individual timer. Like, it just seems like she gets to debuff you, and I don't know why it starts on top of you, draining, and then it shows up down. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Like, did they ever put any information out there that actually describes what these things are? Oh, dude, like, look at her hit sparks, too. Look at this. She hits you with this kick, and then look at this, dude. God, the effects of this character are wild. Like, literally, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, like these spaces here are like they're see-through, right? Like, 'cause that's the background over there, if I'm not mistaken. This thing is crazy. Oh, on top is cast time, bottom is duration, at least in Cyberpunk. So in other words, you're not affected by the debuff up there until it finishes casting, I'm guessing then. And then the debuff happens or something like that. But I mean, dude, the way that this, I mean, is this what Cyberpunk is like? Do you get a lot of these kind of graphics in Cyberpunk? Does it do a lot of this like glitchy, hacky kind of graphics during its gameplay? Because I mean, it looks like it's just like, oh my God, what happened to the video compression? But obviously this is intentional here. Typical debuffs in Cyberpunk games are things such as poison, blind, burn, stun, etc. So she probably chooses debuffs similar to Cyberpunk, like maybe removing dashing or ability to Roman cancel, add dot damage, remove your vision, etc. They're all abilities you can get for your characters in Cyberpunk. Dang, that's crazy.
Either way, not my finest hour.
That's just such a nice effect.
Either way.
Like, it's all the wrong, like, it's all, oh, this is all in elite speakish kind of thing, right? So, but it looks like, oh, a cyberspace, hacker, cyberspace, surfer. But what is, oh, elite, E-L-I-T-E, got it. Elite, hacker, cyberspace, surfer. Yep, there you go.
Finest hour. It was so close. Just out of reach. Why's my heart?
See, like, the fact that this is actually all, like, in-game Strive graphics is crazy to me.
Someone I care for and lost, forgot. What if I let it happen all over again?
Dude, look at that throw. That's so sick. Whoops.
Someone I care for and lost, forgot. What if I let?
Look at this, dude. It's so cool looking. God, I mean, I swear what Arxis keeps doing, they just keep getting better and better and better. And, you know, the fact that they are doing Marvel Tokai, and it's interesting too, because you can see like the extra boxes around Soul over here, and you can see how they're kind of see-through, but they're still there to distort the background. Like this one over here is actually, this hack right here is actually taking that sword in the background and like showing it from a different angle and a little more zoomed in or something. Dude, it's crazy what they're doing with this, and it's so sick, dude. Like, legit, like if nobody told you exactly what's going on, you would see this and be like, why is this game bugging out? Like, what is happening? Like, are they gonna fix this before the game comes out? You know, kind of a thing. And actually, dude, when she actually activates that super like that, how does that work? I'm just curious now. Like, this is just for my own edification. Like, this has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, the squares on the screen are not literally a plane on the character. They're a plane in relation to the camera, right? Because if you look, as I advance through the zoom, the squares never stop having perfect right angles, and they're never stop being straight up and down. So all the glitchy stuff is not even necessarily a plane in the game. Like, it's not rotating with the camera. It's remaining statically, like, flat. Like, dude, fascinating. Fascinating. She's really interesting. I actually really want to know as much about this character as I can find out, because she seems really cool. I haven't even had a chance to mess with Unica yet. Or Unica? Is it Unica or Unica? I haven't even watched the Guilty Gear anime yet. I need to watch the Guilty Gear anime. I haven't watched that yet. How long is the Cyberpunk anime? Because I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I do watch TV shows. I don't watch a lot of them. But also, I just don't watch a lot of anime in general. So, yeah. I do. Wait, they're season 4, right? Yeah. I mean, because I have Dizzy and Venom, so I should have them. Yeah. Okay. Any case, I'm assuming just like with the League of Legends anime, you don't need to know anything from the game to watch these things, right? Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the next one over here. Again, I haven't seen this at all yet. I have seen nothing from this, so I just know that they announced a new character. But here we go. This is Tekken 8 Armor King trailer. Oops.
Now, let the world hear it. Shout his name.
Oh, still Len Hart doing this.
Thirsting for revenge. The jet black villain returns
Oh,
to
Jesus.
the ring. Get ready for the next battle. Section 8. New challenger. Armor King.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they added crowd sound just because he's a wrestler, right? Whoa, what was that? Like, I saw a little kanji symbol appear on him. Oh, whoa. Oh yeah, there's some more there. Oh, this is gonna be a painful wall combo. Dude, he just spit, dude, he spits on you? A lot here. Ow! Whoa! Does he always have that kind of a shining wizard thing? Okay, he looks kind of crazy. Dude, wait. He breathes fire in the middle of the fight. Oh, armor. So what is the deal with Armor King and King? What is this backstory about this? Like, they don't actually talk, but they're translating their words. Because the crazy thing is, like, Armor King has always been, yeah, like, flashier, like, crazier. But King is actually, like, the true grappler. Because Armor King has always been kind of the brawler grappler. And although there's really no such thing as true grapplers in Tekken, you know, King has always been more of that. Woo! Please tell me his super, he just breathes fire on you. Oh my god, is that his win pose? Does he actually drum by, or is that actually part of his rage art? Okay, hang on a second. So the short version, Armor King was King's mentor, but then he died in a bar fight with Marduk. This Armor King is the original's brother, and he's a heel wrestler who is out for revenge on Marduk. So why is he trying to beat up on King? It's like the original King was killed and the current King is King the second, no, Armor King. So in the short, Armor King was King's mentor. So why does it sound like Armor King is trying to beat up on King specifically? Oh, King and Marduk are wrestling partners now. Got it. Okay, okay. Okay, all right. I think Costume 3 would confuse me. Thank you, Hoover. Appreciate it. I mean, I am really happy that they keep trying to find fighters from a lot of different regions, right? So they had, like, when they had Poland and now Madagascar, and then obviously Azucena as well from, where's she from? From Peru, I think it is. Is that where Azucena, or was Azucena just from, I think it was Peru, right? Oh, those things on her ankles. Ogre has the same one. Interesting. Okay, okay. Oh, you're talking about Armor King. So he's trying to stop Armor. So let me see. Because King wanted to avenge Armor King, but thought it wasn't the right move. So he's trying to stop Armor King for the same reasons. Oh, so those things on her, it is her ankles, and her eyes are red. So there's something extra about her story here. She's somehow related to Ogre. So those are the same things that Ogre has, and yeah, her eyes are very red, so there's obviously something about that there. I mean, it'd be cool if they did, right? I mean, that'd be a neat thing to do. To like kind of have this way to do a lore, and what if she actually has a lot of Ogre's moves, you know, like what if her moveset is actually really, really similar to Ogre's? That would be kind of interesting. Her eyes being red was backstory related in a tweet. Okay, nice. There was something else I wanted to look at over here. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. I really need to program all my Stream Deck stuff for that, because I'm really getting a lot better at using Stream Deck to navigate stuff on my stream, and it's very, very nice. So I do know that at one point in time there was a little, I mean, I guess on Twitter, like, people were complaining about something here. And it's the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, like, her concept art got revealed, and you know, one of the things about Tekken 8, and you guys have heard me complain about this before, is that a lot of the female characters look samey and don't have a lot of crazy expression, don't have a lot of variety and all this stuff like that. And so I know some people were complaining because, you know, in the concept art, she looks, you know, a little darker. Obviously, the lighting makes a big difference and is probably the cause for a lot of this. But apparently, some people were actually kind of frustrated with the fact that, yeah, her face is definitely more like, yeah, if you look at her face over here, if you look at the comparison of these faces here, you know, clearly she looks darker there and she has more distinct features. Her mouth is bigger, etc., right? So I heard a lot of people were talking about this and were kind of frustrated with this. And what is it? I think this is the guy. Yeah. So obviously it's always unfair to do a like Photoshop adjustment to a 3D model because it's a lot easier. But I mean, you can see that clearly it's a big difference, right? Like trying to make her look more similar to this model down over here, to the concept art, as opposed to, you know, this face over here, which definitely looks very, very anime. Right, so, but people from Madagascar's Tekken community who tweeted says she does still look like she's from the island, and they were just happy they get an original character from there. For sure, for sure. But, you know, in a way, though, like, you have an opportunity to make a very ethnically defined character, right? You have the chance to do something like that, and, you know, obviously that's less of what they wanted to do here. So, you know, it's just one of those things like, okay, sure, she looks like she does come from the island, it's fine, blah, 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 you know, but you have the opportunity to do something a little more different here, especially with Tekken 8 being a game that is accused of having a lot of the women in the game look fairly samey and, you know, very, like you look at the male characters in Tekken, and all of their faces are super exaggerated. They clearly different facial expressions, etc., etc. And then you look at, you know, Tekken 8, and like all the women kind of, it's literally called Tekken face. They call it Tekken face. They actually have a name for it. They just call it Tekken face for the female characters, huh? Exactly. Tekken 8 females all look like they're using Snapchat filters. Yeah, basically. And that's kind of where the, you know, the complaints and frustrations come in. Now, interestingly enough is that, you know, Harada did respond, and they said they're just tweaking now, but also fixing a bug where characters' proportions, like Asuka's and others, are being incorrectly compiled with the same values. Is he talking about the proportions of the faces, or is he talking about the proportions of the body? I'm not sure. But apparently they are trying to tweak it a little bit more. And, you know, like if we look at the original one over here, you know, compared to this one here, it doesn't look significantly different to me. Is this actually being tweaked? Oh, right, there are Asians in Madagascar as well. Yeah, sure, of course, yeah. I mean, you could definitely make any ethnicity of a character come from anywhere, because those people all exist and, you know, live everywhere. And yeah, they're not necessarily black, etc., for sure. But again, it's just one of those things, like, you have the opportunity, right? So let's talk, you know, Ghost in the Shell live action, right? As an Asian person who knows that the history of Asians in Hollywood media has been dicey at best, and that Hollywood has you know, actively tried to make Asian people look bad in movies in Hollywood. You know, you have a movie like Ghost in the Shell where the protagonist doesn't have to be Asian because it's a cyborg, right? I've never seen Ghost in the Shell, so I apologize. But like, you have a perfect opportunity to cast an Asian person to star in this movie, right? Now, obviously, you're worried about star power, et cetera, and all that stuff, but it just sucks, right? Like, it sucks. It just sucks to not be able to have that kind of representation, honestly. So yeah, it's just like nice. It's like nice. Well, no, yeah, all of them are like that. Flashy Flash, like, wasn't Dragon Ball? Isn't Goku white as well? Like, all that horrible live action Dragon Ball movie from a long time ago. But, you know, even, you know, people are like, well, they can't take chances on these, you know, stars and blah, blah, blah. But, like, let's be honest. When Thor was made, like, did everybody know who Chris Hemsworth was? Sure, Chris Evans was in a lot of things, but he wasn't big Hollywood Chris Evans when they cast him in Captain America, right? Like, you can definitely, you know, in Hollywood, you can cast other people and take a shot and hope it works, right? So yeah, obviously, you know, you don't have to make Miyari look, you know, darker skin. You don't have to make her look African, but you're making a character come from Madagascar. Like, please? Like, can we get some good representation here, you know? It's kind of thing, so, you know. Is she supposed to be an Asian character? Is that just what it is? Like, is she supposed to be Asian? Is that what they said? Well, Avatar, they just changed all the stuff all over the place. It's kind of weird. I mean, if they explicitly say she's an Asian from Madagascar, okay, then, you know, that's cool. It's fine. But, like, just feel like you have a opportunity, you know? Just feels like you had an opportunity here because, I mean, right now in the cast of Tekken 8, how many black characters are there, right? Obviously there's Leroy. Is there anybody else? There's 4, okay. Oh, Eddie, right. Eddie's in the game. You're right. Okay. Because obviously Raven and Master Raven, but they're not in the game, right? Wait, is Raven in Tekken 8? I forgot that Raven was actually in it. Wait. Why is Panda why does Panda have an ethnicity? I'm confused. Isn't Panda a panda? I mean, I know there's, you know, a lot of like the, you know, Knuckles, you know, kind of arguments and stuff, but I mean, Panda's a panda, right? Oh, it was a meme. Okay, got it. Okay. So, you know, if she is an Asian from Madagascar, okay, that makes sense. Not a problem. Like I said, you know, it's less about like, oh, they made her look wrong. It's just, it's that whole concept of like, this is a good opportunity to have, you know, used a cat. But if they have maybe lore reasons why she's one of the you know, she's an Asian living in Madagascar, et cetera, I mean, that works. So, I'll be, you know, I'll be interested to see what kind of backstory, I guess, there is about this a little bit more. So So I mean, I guess what has been the general response, you know, to Harada's post
Presenting
and
odd
stuff like
pieces.
that? Like, what the hell
That
is
looks
happening?
so cool.
Quiet. I'm just curious, like how the public is reacting. A lot of people definitely seem happy with it. So with the adjustments. Okay. Just looking at some of the things that people are saying about it. Seems like a lot of people are happy with the tweaks to the character and stuff like that. So, yeah, it seems like a lot of people are happy about that. Okay, cool. So it seems like a lot of people are positive about this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you just mean that, like, Asian people tend to, especially like in Japan, they tend to, like, you know, make everyone look Japanese. In particular, I'm not sure if that's what you're meaning. Rocio, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Apologize. Yeah, there isn't a true native population because it was an island nation, but it's a mix of Asian, Polynesian, and African people. So there's a mix, really. It's actually really cool to hear, though. That's actually really neat, and definitely, you know, makes it a really cool place to want to visit in the future. You know, just to check it out. It'd be really nice to kind of see that kind of cool blend of, you know, a melting pot blend of ethnicities there. So I think that would be really, really cool. Hi. It's not dinner time yet, Nathan. Still got a long way to go. Still got a long way to go. All right, let's move on to the next stuff over here. But obviously we know nothing about her. And she definitely has ties to Ogre in some way. So it'd be very interesting to see what they do with this character. It's gonna be very, very interesting. But let's move on to some old school collections over here. Let me also do this. There we go. Here we go. And let's take a look at an announcement for... There's an ogre for every continent. Just want to have a cool style and less generic anime face, and I'm happy. Yeah. Makes sense. Nathan. Are we gonna have to take a small cat break over here? We're gonna have to take a small cat break. Is that what we need to do, Nathan? Like he when I'm starting to like do stuff, like this is what he does. Like he does this to mess me up, actually trying to use my hand to like do stuff. So like I'll be like, I can't, Nathan, I can't. Oh man, look at you. Oh God, somebody's hungry. It's early. I fed you at 7:30 already. It's not time for food, Nathan. It's not time for food, Nathan. Mwah. Nathan. What a cat. What a cat. Oh boy, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him and his blue eyes. Look how pretty he is. Look at him. Look at the cat. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What are you looking at, Nathan? I don't know what he's looking at. Handsome boy. Handsome boy. Let's see here. Well, I used to stream from, long time ago, I streamed from downstairs. in the room that's being rented out right now. So, yeah, before the cats weren't in there, but now obviously they are. So, but let's go over here and see some updates to some classic collections here. Okay. Oh, Nathan, I can't move my mouse, Nathan. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Nathan, help. Every time I see that, as soon as it shows up, I always think it says Acclaim, because the original Acclaim logo from the NES days looks a lot like this. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about here, but it really does. Like, oh, is it? It's just CC. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see how it has that kind of like look to it like this? Like the way that it looks like this. I don't know why. Every time I see that Capcom logo appear, it's what it looks like to me for some reason. I don't know, because this looks, I mean, this is an M and I see this part over here. I don't know, it just looks like it to me, so.
Come on, everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot.
Here comes a new challenger.
So they're adding the, and adding new settings too, it looks like. Or, oh no, these settings are there. You can just turn the additional characters on over here. So yeah, finally. So I've never played the PSP version. I know there was, I think it was the Game Boy version where they added them as well, which is basically 03 upper max, right? So 03 upper max here. So I finally get to use Eagle, Maki, and Yun in this game, because I've never been able to see what they're like. I've always been really curious how they implemented the characters. They also have the Elism, Emism, and Classic-ism. So there was these hidden isms that you could use in the arcade version, and I'm curious if this version has the bug. I don't think it's in 03 upper, but in the original Alpha 3, if you picked Elism Karin, for example, her punch throw just drained you to 0 health. Like, it just, bam, 0 health. Like, it was a bug, for sure. And then Guy's level 3 super, which you could never land on anybody anyway. But if you did, it would kill you no matter what. So, I guess they just have it so you could just select it directly, because before, the way you access those modes was you had to hold certain buttons on the title screen and do stuff. So, not sure if that's what, you know, if, now that I think about it, even in the original Alpha 3, in the Street Fighter collection, I never tested out if you could access all of those modes on that game. But like Psycho, I think, was the mode where like everybody did a little bit extra damage or something, and but you only had to win, you had to win 2 rounds, but your opponent only had to win 1 round. Like, it was just a way to just be like a big FU to the opponent, like, like, I don't need, you know, to have even, I don't even need to have the backup of going to a round, like a round 2 for myself. I will beat you without losing a round and stuff. Like, there's just a lot of goofy things they did with Alpha 3 that I'm, you know, dude, like the one thing that I wish they would add is that, I know in Alpha 1, there was a special version in Japan that was released that let you do dramatic battle against Bison using any characters, not just Ryu and Ken, so. And then I guess, ooh. I see. So are they just giving you like a move list or like their, oh dang, that's neat. That's really neat actually. Being able to see your whole chain sequences there. And then of course, a bunch of old songs being added here. New bonus tracks, Cat Jams arranged tracks, more artwork. So yeah, very, very cool. Very cool. And neat to see them adding this kind of stuff in there. One of the hardest things right now, like, again, like, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I would certainly love to have the original CVS1 on this collection. And it would be really nice to see some way they can make CVS2 like talking to the CVS2 scene, like they would love to see a good mix between EO and regular CVS2. Like if you made most of the changes exist from EO, but took away the removal of roll canceling. That's a double negative, terrible way to say that. Put back roll canceling. I think people would really love to see that kind of build. Because the problem with CVS2 is that if you take away roll canceling, like K groove just becomes the most dominant groove, and it just kills everybody. And a lot of the balance goes out of whack again because, you know, characters like Sagat were only made more fightable by the existence of roll canceling. And it's so much a part of the game that most pros don't want to play without it. And, you know, the fact that it's not available in rank, but then also, you know, I'm sure they would love to see some of the balance changes, you know, to like make P grooves stronger, to make S grooves stronger, because those grooves are clearly very weak. So they would like to see some of those changes added. It's a weird situation for that game. It was Crouching Heavy Punch. It was Crouching Heavy Punch that killed everybody in that game. Do they have the rights to make a collection with the EX games? Probably not. I believe Arika still owns all those characters, which is why they were able to make Fighting EX Layer. Where's my phone? Ugh. Which is why they were able to make Fighting EX Layer, but not, without having to get Capcom's approval for it. So, yeah, I doubt they can do that. I mean, I've always keep saying this, like the next game collection they just need to make is the Rebirth collection, which should be all 5 versions of Street Fighter 4, Vanilla, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I guess Cross Tekken, but like actually make those games and give them rollback netcode, dude. Give them rollback netcode. What are we talking about? Fish swimming videos. What are we talking about here? What is this all about here? All right. Hi. 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 CVS1 and CVS1 Pro use different arcade boards. CVS1 uses a ROM-based Naomi platform. CVS Pro and CVS2 use a GD-ROM-based Naomi platform. I wonder if that's only the reason why they did that. I mean, because what is MVC2 on? Because in the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, they have MVC2. Is that one also a GD-ROM instead of just just a ROM-based platform? Right. So CVS1 Pro. What does MVC2 use? Is the question right there. Oh boy. Whew. Okay. In any case, that wasn't the only classic collection that had an announcement coming out over here as well. It looks like there was something announced for the Mortal Kombat Legacy collection here.
We knew pretty early on that the game.
Whoops.
We knew pretty early on that the game was fun to play.
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
And you know what the funniest thing about this is, too? The funniest thing about this is, dude, I'm really looking forward to this thing. Like, I didn't even play the MK games that much online. I mean, in the arcades back in the day. But just to have them, I think is super cool. And if I'm not mistaken, MK Trilogy, was that only N64? Or did it make it onto other platforms? I'm not 100% sure. But MK Trilogy, oh, it was on PlayStation. Okay. But it was always a console thing, right? It was MK Trilogy never came out in the arcades. And so to actually have MK, no, Nathan, do not sleep on my keyboard. Dude, he always just wants to sleep on my keyboard. Why, Nathan? Why? I had to move the keyboard out of the way before he put his head on that thing. Oh yeah, it always froze on you? No. But I think that's really, really cool to have it, honestly. Again, I am all over these kind of collection things because the preservation, and it's made by Digital Eclipse. So, again, I like what Digital Eclipse does. I'm a fan of what Digital Eclipse's works, the stuff that they've done in the past. The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection definitely was very good, but was definitely kind of hit and miss on a lot of like little extra things, having only some games be online, only having training mode for just those games, etc., etc. I like that it had a lot of the, the bugs still intact, so I could make Guile disappear or make Dhalsim disappear and stuff like that. So, that was really cool. Unfortunately, it wasn't the greatest collection because it like the speeds were a little off, etc., etc. And emulation is just, it's such a hard thing because all the collections have had little issues here and there, right? So, hopefully at some point in time, I wish there was a way to make it so that all the collections, the games were like super accurate. It's crazy because the Marvel collection, I feel like, is mostly good, right? Like, I never really hear people complain about that one as much. Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, they all play exactly as I kind of remember them. And I think the MVC2 community mostly uses that version to play. I believe the CVS2 community has largely changed as well, mostly because Fightcade's Dreamcast emulator wasn't the best and would drop inputs from time to time. So I think that, they do use the CFC versions for those two particular games. But a lot of the other games, like I know Vampire Savior, etc., like the scenes don't really use them as much because like I know the Vampire Savior community, there's a lot of problems with the way that game plays online and such. So, yeah. Hopefully, I don't know if they'll go back and like fix some of those old Capcom fighting collections, but it's definitely something that I would like to pursue. Like, I actually want to just compile a list of all the things that each community would like to see fixed for their versions of the games in all of these collections. And then, you know, maybe if I at least get a list, then it wouldn't be kind of like a hit and miss kind of thing, or they might forget something here or there. I think it'd be really cool to have something like that. So, what's the question over here from Zilcho here? Oh, wait, no, what was the question asked to Zilcho? I'm not sure. In any case, MK4. Yeah. Dude, MK4 was the jankiest ass game. When that first came out in the arcade, what I did with that game, like it was one of the first MK, because it was at the UCLA arcade while I was working there. So I decided to mess with it a little bit, and God, that game was terrible. But also they would always, yeah, there it is, it's right there. They always would put out public betas, right? So the games didn't necessarily work right away. So it wasn't necessarily like when it first came out, like it was so buggy. And then even after they fixed it and did more stuff, I was just like, boy, this game is weird. Like it was just like, MK4 was not great, I feel like. Hey, thank you, Amans. You can thank Zenny Gaming for these glasses. They keep giving me new glasses all the time. I appreciate them. Very, very affordable glasses. They got glasses for all price ranges. They have these cool things that if you are on your mobile device, you can actually have the camera on, and they will use AI technology to put the glasses on your face. So like even while you're looking yourself at the camera, you can move your head at different directions, and they will actually put the glasses on your head so you can see what they look like. Available only for certain pairs, of course, not all of them. And if you do ever decide to buy any glasses from Zenny Gaming, at checkout, you can use the coupon code JCZenny. JCZenny, so JCZENNI. I should probably make a command for that. I don't think I have a Moobot command for that. Let's see over here, Zenny. I think I would have probably made it right. I do not. Okay, I'll have to add that in there. But you can definitely use that coupon code. You can use the coupon code JCZenny if you buy anything from Zenny Gaming, and you will be able to get a small discount. And they'll know also that I am supporting them as much as I can. So there you go. But yeah, so cool that these collections are coming out. Cool that they, that Capcom is still supporting CFC2. I hope they do more. I hope they can actually, do more for the CVS2 one, because right now the speed that the collection is being played on is not the same speed as what people are used to in the arcade and even on the Dreamcast version of CVS2, if I'm not mistaken. So, hopefully that's something that they can take care of. But let's actually move on over here to the next game. And that, of course, is Grand Blue First versus. They have also announced a new character. Maximilian Dude tried the original Capcom Fighting Collection when setting expectations for the MVC collection and found its netcode to be good. Maybe it had a lot of bugs when it was first released, so it missed the window of opportunity even after the bugs got fixed. So even after the game was out for a while, TNS did a Vampire Savior online tournament, and you could tell a lot of the players were dropping things, and they were all saying that the netcode connections weren't particularly good, etc., etc. So I know some of those problems still exist. And again, the entire Vampire Savior community has, from front to back, said the exact same thing to me every time. Like, we want to support the CFC1 version of Vampire Savior is what they all say. They all want to play on that. Because they think it would be very useful to have that to get a lot of people playing as well. And they want to support Capcom. But unfortunately, it just doesn't, the netcode just doesn't play right for them. They say that there's still some issues, so I'm not sure unfortunately. But like I said, I want to get all the information, all the data that I can about all these games, you know, every single one of them. So I need to find people to talk to from each of the scenes and such. All right, so let's check out Grand Blue Fantasy Versus here, shall we? Let's do this. Oops, sorry.
Wellness, the Vermilion coming through. Have at you! Restraint is not my strong suit. Delightful! Good, good! Now we're talking.
Huh.
Hope you like your finishers. Well done! Who wants seconds? Make way!
Dang. Definitely seems like he's got a lot of overheads here. But he's definitely another Ponchy Ponch character here. Whoa.
Now serving.
Does he just transform into the dragon? Jesus. Obviously, I don't know anything about... Oh, that's right. They announced this. That's right. So one of the things that they announced here was that Jita and Gran, you know, as well as Narmaya, you know, interestingly enough, for Gran and Jita, they're very basic Shoto characters, right? They basically are the Shoto characters of the game. And so, you know, people who are fans of the characters, whatever, you know, they're not the most exciting to play, I guess. Narmaya, who is, you know, apparently in the Grand Blue universe, you know, super waifu status. Anybody who's a fan of Grand Blue can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But she's a stance character and she's really complicated. So it looks like what Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising is doing is they're adding EX modes. And so for the opposite reasons, you know, because Gran and Jita are very normal, they're giving them EX versions, kind of like CVS1, because CVS1, a lot of characters had EX modes where you could play them and they had like slightly altered movesets and such. So now there's EX versions of Gran and Jita. And then for Narmaya, it's the opposite direction in which she has an EX version in which she's significantly simpler than she is in Grand Blue. So if these are characters you enjoyed and like, want more out of the Gran and Jita, you have now these versions here, which I'm sure will also, because Gran and Jita also played very similarly too. Like they did add different moves, but they played very similarly. And so this, I'm sure, will differentiate them a lot more. And then, like I said, Narmaya will probably be a lot simpler to play here if they just take away all of her stances and stuff. So this is out now, as you can see, available to play right now. Okay.
I've heard tell that Auguste is home to many a delicacy, but to bring me a shark, how rare! How curious!
Ursula's not an ingredient to be cooked. She's family. This is my chance to get rid of her. Finally, I'll have Meg all to myself. Mari, help me. What? Convince him. Okay.
Is this more story? Is this basically just saying that they're adding more like a new story mode portion to the game or something? Is that basically what that is? Seems like it. So adding more story content to the game. And again, you know, the what ArcSys does with this thing is just really, really nice. Honestly, they've done such a good job. Honestly, so good job to them on. But another character being revealed. Oh, is that a different? Oh, is that girl gonna be the next character that's playable, Ace Dog? Is that what it is? Is it gonna be like you get to use them at the same time character? Is it the main, is it the, not the scared girl, but the other girl that's gonna be a new character? Look, I don't know anything about the Grand Blue universe. I'm sorry, I just don't, unfortunately, so. So yeah, hopefully, you know, if anybody else has any more information, you can let me know. Okay, so that's just basically the next character being revealed. Got it. Okay. Let's go on to the next one over here, which is going to be Under Night in Birth 2. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. Meg, huh? Okay. Not Uniel. This would be Uni 2. Uni 2. So Uniel was that called that because it was Under Night in Birth EX. Oh God, freak! What the hell? I want to say like EX. It wasn't Latte. It was EX Late. It was just EX Late. So that was that one, and then there was Eunice and all. So this one is just Uni 2 basically. Uni 2 EX Late. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, dude, the names are crazy for this game, and they've always have been.
はいはい、分かってます。人使い荒い魚ですね。もう夜の規律を乱す不届き者へアジュディケーターとして終わりを告げに。
The initiator of the final act.
青き海との力。
She really is attacking you with fish.
母なる力。
Yeah, ArcSys just publishes this game.
最低者なんて偉いっぽい名前なんですから、もっと圧倒的なパワーないんですか？跳ねるだけ？ねえ、大会の厳しさ。
I wonder what her like unique mechanic is. I mean, obviously she's fighting with a fish, but I'm not sure exactly what it's doing.
静かに寄せ返す波音が。あなたを永遠なる眠りへ誘うことでしょう。
Izumi! Nice. God, I haven't been keeping up with Under Night at all. I'm like super behind on Under Night at this point. I'm not sure. Whoops. I'm not sure, like, the last few characters I have not been able to check out. But obviously still very, very early in develop. Oh, as someone who plays Uni 2, I see a lot of potential in her kit. Yeah, it makes me sad because I really liked Uniel. I played a ton of Uniel, and all the other Unis didn't have good net code, so I never was able to really play much of them. Uni 2 obviously has the good net code, and I would love to have seen the game, you know, be bigger within the FGC, and I would love to play it more. But holy crap, it's so hard to keep up with so many fighting games. There are so many fighting games to play right now, dude. It's crazy. I don't know how I don't know how some people do it and keep up with all the different fighting games. It's actually kind of nuts. So, but one of these days I should sit down and learn all the characters in this season pass, because I would like to know more about them, honestly. So, oh yeah. But that's the thing, right? That's the thing about Under Night. You know, the thing that drives me nuts, because like, you always hear everybody like, oh my God, they're dumbing down fighting games. Why they do this? Why are they taking away execution? Fighting games should be blah. Fighting games should be blah. And then no one plays Under Night. Like, I always respond to a lot of those people like, Under Night is right there, dude. Like, you know, and nobody's playing it, right? Like, it's such a good game. It does all the things that everybody wants out of a fighting game, like, well, at least what it sounds like they want from fighting games. Is right there. So like, should play it. Oh man. You know, obviously it's not a 3D game, which I know is gonna hold it back from some people. And then you know, some people just aren't gonna be able to get into the anime style. And then of course, you know, if you don't have a world tour that you can win like $100,000 from, you know, a lot of these players are going to focus on the games where they can actually, you know, potentially make a lot more money from. So you can't really blame a lot of these guys, you know, from going in the directions that they do. But Under Night is, I wish more, yeah, and exactly, it has a very anime style. And that style might not be the one for you, right? Like, it just might not be something that appeals to you. So, absolutely. But again, you know, graphics absolutely mean a lot. Graphics absolutely mean a lot in fighting games. People are always, you know, saying like, oh, we'll play fighting games no matter how they look. No, sorry, you're lying. It's just not how it is. So, any case, let's go ahead and take a look at this last one over here. This is obviously still very early on, but Sega has given us a first look into some actual Virtua Fighter 6 gameplay. The first video was just like a tech demo, and I don't know how, but someone figured out it's basically the start of the fight between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Urquidez from Meals on Wheels. So, like, it was just them recreating that. But then here's this. So, what's really funny is that Akira doesn't even look like Akira anymore.
Ready, go!
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if they're adding a bunch of like dodge mechanics, but it's fascinating if they're gonna do that. And you know, you wonder, are they gonna have actual like close-up kind of things like that, or is that like the KO or something? Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, but obviously we'll get more details at Tokyo Game Show. I've seen some people be like, why doesn't this look as good as the previous video anymore? Again, the previous video was more tech demo, proof of concept kind of thing. This is more, you can tell, is actual like in-game, you know, move sets here.
Ready.
I'm not sure when TGS is actually. So you can actually tell like these are actually the moves in the game, but like, are there going to be like slow motion dodges like that? Are we gonna see certain things like that, or is that just an effect added to this footage? It's really hard to say. We'll find out more, obviously. We have no idea how many buttons it is. I mean, again, we don't know anything about this, really. We know so little about this version of the game. So that's not Sarah, as far as I know. I don't remember what the character's name is, but I think the character it is also a cyborg, which is why when Akira is beating up on her, you see like machine parts instead. Like, see how like it almost looks like she's like a machine or something like that? Not sure exactly. Oh, no one knows anything about her, so she's Stella. Okay. But I mean, is her moveset look similar to is her moveset look similar to Sarah, or is her moveset completely different? Because, you know, it looks different to me, but I obviously haven't kept up with a lot of the modern Virtua Fighter games. So maybe she's like, because I mean, Jackie and Sarah are brother and sister. I'm just looking for my sister. So is this like some sort of like clone creation, genetically created fighter based off of Jackie and Sarah's DNA or something? Who knows? Who knows really right now? But yeah, it's definitely happening. VF6 is coming out at some point in time, and it's exciting to see. Honestly, it's exciting to see. But that's all we know. Again, we barely know anything about the game. We don't know how many buttons it's gonna have, what it's gonna be like. Are they gonna try to keep a lot of the super high technical stuff of VF, the previous VF games? Are they gonna try to change it, make it more beginner friendly, etc., etc.? We really have no idea, honestly. We really don't. Well, Japan is obsessed with clones. Flashy Flash. I mean, look at the Nest saga for KOF, right? I mean, that whole thing, you know, with Kyo and Kyo clones, and I don't know what it is. Japan loves clone storylines, so even if they did do clones, it probably wouldn't even be a copy of DOA. Yeah, Bison clones, etc., etc. So, oh, okay. Actually, I could just like, when is TGS 2025? Looks like it's gonna be September 25 through September 28th. So basically is what it is. So Tag Team Madness. Okay, dang it, C4, you came at the wrong time, damn it. Cause I've already been streaming for over 3 hours here. I think what I wanted to do, cause I have a lot to say about a lot of these games. So obviously Hunter x Hunter, 2XKO, Invincible Versus, and especially Marvel Tokon, because I have a lot of stuff I want to say about it. If I get into it right now, unfortunately, I think I would probably be in a hurry and rush through it, and I don't think I'll be able to say all the things that I really want to say about it. So I might save this for tomorrow, actually. I'll try to stream tomorrow where I finish up and go through all of these 4 games over here. So the funny thing is, Necromancy Black, I will say this much, is that the way that there's so many tag fighters now, like, I probably don't need to keep my rival schools concept a secret anymore, because a lot of fighting games are coming very, very close. But that was one of my ideas for rival schools, for a rival schools tag game. I wanted to have one life bar, because I wanted to get rid of the concept of point and anchor characters. I wanted to remove that aspect of team games. Now, the thing about Marvel Tokon, though, is that there are definitely very high level reasons why you want to switch characters, but it feels less like there are incentives to switch characters, but they're not big. Unless, again, the more we play, we find out more. But I wanted to create a game with only one life bar that gives you a lot of incentive to still swap your characters. That was kind of the idea that I wanted to do. So, but yeah, so how many of these games have you got a chance? I mean, we've all played 2XKO. I haven't touched Hunter x Hunter at all. But I did get to play Marvel Tokon, not a lot, but I had, 2 influencer sessions at the booth, and I was able to get some good impressions out of there. And I also wanted to go over a video Maximilian made, so I literally wanted to do a react video to a video that Maximilian has. So like I said, I want to talk about this for a long time, and I don't think if I start now, I will give it the amount of time that it deserves. So, executive decision, I'm going to stop here for this stream, and I'll talk about all this stuff tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I will be very tired tomorrow. Depending on how things go, I probably will have to go and take a nap very, very soon. But the EWC Last Chance qualifiers will be starting technically today, because it's already the next day in Saudi Arabia, and I will be doing some remote commentary for that. So you can expect Rinjanai to be on commentary for the Last Chance qualifiers, as well as F-Word and Logan, I believe, are going to be on there as well. So we'll be doing the Last Chance qualifiers here. Why do you keep telling me to try breathing techniques? I mean, honestly, I am stressed out all the time, and I probably should do breathing techniques, honestly. But I'm just curious why today in particular you're obsessed with me doing breathing techniques. But yeah, LCQ starts in 7 hours. So my choices are stay awake until then and go for a long chunk of time, or try to take a quick nap and wake up in time to actually do the LCQ after getting a nap. So, oh boy, yeah. So that's one of the main reasons why I also want to cut the stream now. So basically, I am on Pacific time. It is 11:20 p.m. my time right now, so let's just count it as 11:30. LCQ should be starting at 6 a.m. my time, so 6 hours and 40 minutes from now is when it's going to be starting. So, hey, no problem. That's actually really cool, Rocio. Shino Nome, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? And yeah, part of me almost kind of feels like, I've tried to do It Was Tuesday starting at, what do you call it, at like 5:30 on Tuesdays, and I never can get it started on time. I'm almost thinking about just moving it to 7:30 and 7:30, 8 o'clock, and just trying to do that consistently. That's my stream time. I stream best at 8 to nighttime. Like this is my key hours of streaming. And if I do that, I don't have to feel like I'm in a rush on a lot of the other days and stuff like that. So I might be shifting a little bit to that, and I know that will be hard for a lot of people to catch live who are on the East Coast, for example. But I think, honestly, like my audience is this time now, because normally when I stream at this time. So I think a lot of my audience is really actually here. So, oh, you're from Taiwan. Nice. Yeah, I still have family in Taiwan. Absolutely. My grandma still lives there. Unfortunately, my uncle just passed away, but one of my cousins still lives out there. So that's all on my mom's side. On my dad's side, 2 of my cousins live out there. One of my aunts lives out there, same family. And I think that's like mostly it, because my dad's other sister goes back and forth from Taiwan. But my dad's other sister, her husband, they originally lived, I think it was in Carolina. They also lived in Florida, but they also go back to Taiwan all the time. That's the doctor. So my dad's sister's husband, and I believe this is his little sister. My dad's little sister's husband is one of the two people that they blended together and turned into Harrison Ford in the movie called Extraordinary Measures, I think is what it's called, that stars Harrison Ford and Brendan Fraser. He was a doctor that came up with who basically found a cure for for a disease that had no cure. I don't remember which disease it was. But yeah, like literally my aunt's husband is like super famous doctor who's like, who literally had a movie made out of him. So yeah, if you actually go to Wikipedia over here, Extraordinary Measures, I think is what it's called. Yeah, film, a 2010 medical drama over here. So if you actually go to the display over here, like this, okay, that's what it is. Suffering from Pompe disease, a genetic anomaly that typically kills most children before their 10th birthdays. John, an advertising executive, contacts Robert Stonehill, a researcher in Nebraska who has done innovative research. You can't read this, it's hard to read over here. Blah, 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 are a Portland couple, blah, blah, blah. Here's the plot, all this stuff. And as you can see over here, inspiration, Miozim, I don't know how to pronounce this, a drug developed for treating Pompe disease, was simultaneously approved for sale by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The screenplay, blah, 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 and here we go. Genzyme was based, the larger company called Zymogen in the film was based on Genzyme in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Novozyme was developing a protein therapeutic with several biological patents pending to treat Pompe disease when it was bought by Genzyme. Patent portfolio was cited, blah, blah, blah. Genzyme claims that Dr. Robert Stonehill's character is based upon the scientist and researcher William Canfield, who founded Novozyme. According to Roger Ebert's review, the character is based on Ren-Tsong Chen, a scientist and researcher from Duke University, who collaborated with Genzyme in producing Myozyme or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's my... what do you call that? Uncle-in-law? Is that what you call it? Uncle-in-law? But that's actually my uncle-in-law over there. But yeah, kind of neat little story over there. And I can trace it too, because like, if people are like, whatever, James, you're just pretending to be related to someone named Chen. So the funny thing is, like, because it's my dad's younger sister, like, the fact that he's Chen doesn't mean anything, but my dad's younger sister just happened to marry a Chen, so she went from being a Chen to a Chen. But there's definitely a picture of him online, and I have a picture of my brother when on his honeymoon he visited them in Taiwan. So there's a picture of him with my brother. And then obviously I have a billion pictures with my brother. So I can trace it back if you really need me to. So, but yeah, that's actually very fascinating aspect of that. Yes, but yes, Taiwan. A lot of my family was there. And as I've said, my mom and dad grew up in China. That's where they met. And then they moved out to America. Although both of my parents do consider themselves Chinese rather than Taiwanese. My dad was born in China and moved to Taiwan when he was 6. My mom was literally born on the boat in between China and Taiwan when my grandma was escaping China, essentially. So while she was fleeing China, she was pregnant and gave birth on the boat to Taiwan. And so my mom essentially was born on the ocean in between, and now, you know, grew up in Taiwan, obviously. Then met my dad. My dad and my mom got married in Taiwan before my dad moved. So when he moved over here, it would be easier to get my mom to the United States citizenship stuff because they were married already beforehand. And they came out here, they had my brother, then they had me, and the rest is history. So there you go. Yeah, right? My mom was actually fresh off the boat, but in Taiwan. So, you know, not quite the same definition as we would expect. So, any case, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Like I said, I'll try to stream some more tomorrow. We'll see if I'm tired or if I need to sleep or what happens. But the LCQ will be starting soon, in less than 7 hours, in 6.5 hours. Keep an eye on my social medias. On Twitter, I'm just Jay Chenzor, obviously. In my Discord, I'll try to post it up as well. But when we go live, I'll let you know. I'll post a link to the Twitch channel because I'm actually not sure. There's like one of 2 Twitch channels that it might show up on. So just keep an eye on my socials. I'll post up the channel that it's gonna go live on, and you guys can watch it then. Should be exciting. Dude, the people that are in this LCQ are ridiculous. By the way, just so you can see this, like, if you're like, oh, cool, LCQ, you know, should be fun. No, like, shout outs to Incross once again, but like, as you can see here, 16 pools. Pool A1 has Mr. Crimson, Nauman, Surini, Otani, Samuel, Yang Mien, Brian D, Burnout Fire. Pool A2 has Goichi, Hibiki, Akainu, KB, Hope, Matsu 56, Dark Sword, Drink You. Like, dude, there are like every single one of these pools. This one's Kobayan, Aqua, Oil King, Chris T. You know, like, it's crazy. These pools are crazy. So you definitely want to check this out. There's going to be a lot of great players. Nemo is going to be there. DCQ, Hot Dog, Armper, Dogura, Safe is going to be there. Soleil, Jack, King's Vega, you know, Ryusei, Akira, Problem X, Kaba, Hurricane, Johnny, Mizuha, Liang is gonna be there, the crazy Blanca from China, Knuckle-Doo, Takamura, Louis-Man, Hamoud, Kills You, Rain Pro, Nyanpi, Betty is gonna be there, straight from Evo and her match against Justin Wong, Chris Wong, Hikaru, Thunder Delangus, Gamerbee, Sako, V Wasim, Cien. Dude, everybody is gonna be in there. Yes, and 10 people qualify to the EWC the following week. So it's gonna be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I really advise you guys to check it out if you can. Like I said, myself and Ringe will be on the mic, as well as F-Word and Logan. Should be a good time. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. And remember that the day that this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.
Yeah, who is on right now? Let me see if there's anybody I can raid over here. So before we go anywhere, I'm gonna try to raid somebody. Let's see, what was that? Marvel 3? Oh, I see. They're just watching the Marvel 3 Evo matches right now on Tampa Never Sleeps. Actually, that sounds like a great place for you guys to head over to. All right, I'm gonna send you guys over to Tampa Never Sleeps. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one, and I hopefully will see you guys soon. Peace. I'm breathing, Kayshawn. I'm breathing. Oh, I can't do that here. Hang on a second. I have to do that over here.
please move on. That guy's already timed out. First of all, don't come into my stream, tell me what to talk about. You know what I mean?